Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Kaiju vs. Mecha. That's right, we're back with the big robots and even the bigger kaiju, but this time the players are playing our beloved Kaiju. Let me catch you up real quick. If you didn't watch the first time, we left off from a town called Onigiri, and yes, you people in the chat room, you are the townsfolk of Onigiri. And to re-stimulate your economy, you dedicated all your resources to making the best rice balls in the world. Onigiri became the best destination for the most delicious, beautiful, appetizing rice balls. But with that attention came some unwanted visitors to the town, and you guys attracted a shark kaiju. Luckily, you were able to convince that shark kaiju to join forces, and now Sharky Coon, as he is known by the townsfolk of Onigiri, is your savior, guardian, and unofficial mascot. That's right, he does all the bidding. So those awesome characters that were piloting the mechs, Otemba, Kawaiko, Okasan, Baka, they're on vacation because Shark-kun has it all taken care of. Anyways, there has been some grumble amongst the townsfolk. That's right, in the chat room, some people have been wondering, I don't know if having a shark watch over the town, especially a shark with legs and that can spew out lightning and cause hurricanes to happen, is the best idea. I mean, he's very, very powerful. So, remember, we have a mayor, and the mayor has been having a secret meeting with some shady characters. I, as your mayor, think that this unrest and this shark, I don't know, he's got to go. But there is no one in this town that can take on an enormous shark. So I heard that if you... I heard in ancient times we used to do... I know this sounds kind of controversial, but townsfolk, I heard that in ancient times we used to do human sacrifices to battle the demons of old. I think those demons of old are not gone, and they are the ones that manifest themselves, like in this shark kaiju. If one has showed up, there are surely more kaiju out there. And, you know, there are enough misfits, juvenile delinquents, and people I just don't like that we could perhaps sacrifice to appease kaiju. You see, these kaiju, they're very powerful, but they're very fickle. Maybe if we sacrifice, a certain towns member to a kaiju, we can get them to be jealous of each other. We can get them to fight each other. Maybe we can get them to take care of the problem themselves. So, townsfolk, if you want to feed a kaiju, just remember to name which kaiju that you want to feed, and they will get stronger. I heard maybe 25 feet taller, but maybe a little bit more clumsy because they're not used to growing that fast. So if you do a $25 donation, make sure you name which kaiju you want it to go to, and also which townfolk has kind of gotten on your nerves and you want to just take care of. So, yes, they're in a plastic vat over there, and they're like the size of a jelly baby compared to the kaiju. Anyway, so word has gotten out over there by the kaiju, right? They've heard of the Onigiri, and they have heard that Sharky-kun has joined forces and actually protects the town of Onigiri. That goes completely against what kaiju are supposed to be about. So, the four of you ladies, I heard that you guys have kind of special interest in Sharky Coon. Why don't you guys go from right to left? I'm like stage right, chat room left. Okay, from chat rooms right to left, and tell them a little bit about yourself. Why don't you tell them your name, what you look like, and why are you upset at Sharky Coon?
Okay. So I guess I'll go first. I am Mothbronze. I am a beautiful, glittering, majestic moth that is gigantic. And I spread the gospel of Mothbronze to many villages, and I'm famous. So famous that, in fact, one village has granted me 2 beautiful handmaidens, and they serve me everywhere I go. And their names are Zach and Rai Rai. And they serve me all the time, everywhere I go, my 2 beautiful handmaidens. And I'm absolutely dazzling, and all who look upon me love me. And, Sharky used to be my ex. It's my handmaiden now.
Yay! Where'd you get the Nutella? Your saltines and Nutella, your favorite snack? Bronze, what's that? Mothbronze.
Mothbronze.
Thank you, handmaidens.
Mothbronze.
They bring me offerings. Ah, yes.
Glitters like the bronze of the metal.
I shine.
And I see that you are extremely clever and very flashy and quick.
Yes, very quick.
Sort of careful, sort of forceful, and not at all sneaky.
No.
Is that correct?
No, Mothbronze does not believe in subtlety at all. Only in the shining of my beautiful personality can we achieve everything we've wanted in life. I can't hide this beauty. I just can't. Mothbronze will prevail.
Sounds like you're very idealistic.
Yes.
And to your right, we have the incredible.
Well, hi, my name is Kasami, and I'm a kaiju with a big heart, looking for someone to share my life with. I am, as you can see, a fire lizard with beautiful wings and 2 sets of arms and lovely legs, I've been told. And it was really hard to see Sharky on the news, because we were just a really good couple. I feel like we really connected. I would hold his hand, his fin with all 4 of my claws at once, and we'd just take short walks down the beach, because no beach is particularly long when you're a kaiju, and it was so romantic. But then one day he just stopped showing up, and I just don't think that's a way, I don't think that's appropriate. I feel like just because we're kaiju doesn't mean we don't have ethics or standards. So I'm a little mad.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Would you like my handmaidens to bring you something to do?
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Well,
no one ever tries to cheer me up since Sharky went away.
Oh no.
so it seems like Kasami and Mothbronze were able to bond a little bit over.
Thank you, handmaidens.
Thank you, handmaidens.
People are asking if this is is this an RPG or a dating show or both. I would say also a support group.
Why not both?
So Kasami, to your right, we have the incredible, indomitable
Tsuchigumi! I am Tsuchigumi. I am a kaiju with the body of an adorable, fluffy kitten, including adorable little wagging tail, the legs of an incredibly creepy spider, and the head of a demon. adorable. I'm a bossy sort of kaiju who is used to getting her way.
Oh.
But my kittenness tends to make me a little bit possessive, and I rather like shiny objects and tend to get a little bit focused on things. Some people also say I'm a little bit creepy. I don't really understand it. When I'm skittering by, I don't think it's so creepy, but whatever. It's up to personal preferences. I am very forceful, somewhat quick and clever, a little less careful, and not really quite sneaky at all. And Sharky and I, we went on a couple of dates, and I thought it was going really well. And, when somebody tells you that they like you, they should just be with you. He was mine. I just was not prepared to give him up, and then he abandoned us to go off and join this nonsense. Not okay with it. Not okay with it.
Nope. And to your right, last but not least, we have the incredible.
I am Kappa. I live in the forest and the rivers. I am the outcome of toxic waste being thrown into the water, and so I have two heads.
Is that a birth defect, or did one sprout out randomly?
I don't remember. We've always been together. Yes. We were recently broken up with Sharky. I didn't think it was that serious. I mean, we met walking on the beach, sharing some poor villager that walked by, and it was nice. I mean, the cuddles were nice, and then he left. Misses his skin, yes. Oh my god. Characteristics: I am fairly quick, sneaky, and somewhat forceful because I'm kind of a blundering salamander. Not flashy, not careful, and definitely not clever. Twice the brains, twice the problems. Too many thoughts.
All right,
I was so emotional earlier. I didn't go over my.
Oh yes, that's right. So tell me, when you approach things, how do you like to go about them?
Well, I'm very flashy. I like to be noticed and appreciated. I'm pretty clever and pretty forceful when there's something that I want, and I'm kind of careful and quick, but I am not sneaky.
All right, thank you very much. So off into the shadows, we hear a little scurrying. The four of you've decided to go have tea. What does having tea look like with kaiju? Well, there is another world, a kaiju world. It may be very deep underground, or very high up in the sky, or some version of both. And you decide to have tea and plot together, and also kind of get to know each other a little bit more. So, is there any of you that want Sharky Coon back?
Oh, well, I was never really supposed to date Sharky Coon. I mean, clearly I'm really out of his league. But I decided to go on one date, and he stiffed me with the bill. So I really
Well,
I want my money back. I don't want Sharky back.
If you could see him again, what would you tell him to his face?
I would tell him he's a slime ball, and the only reason he went out with me was for free food. And also, he treated my handmaidens very poorly.
Oh.
And I know they're just base, disgusting human beings. But, they're still people, kind of, and they don't deserve to be treated in such a gross fashion.
I understand.
So I would teach him not to be racist.
Speciesist?
Yes, that. I mean, I know Zach and Rai Rai are horrific to look upon, but they are my loyal handmaidens, so be kind to them,
I mean, they look pretty much the same anyway.
Yeah, I get them confused all the time. I don't know which one is Zach and which one is Rai Rai.
Oh, so you just kind of call
Oh, yes,
one?
Rai Rai, hello. No, okay. The evil eyes.
Why don't you just eat them? Tasties.
And they didn't seem upset.
You know, do any of you believe, you know, Sharky Coon might have some redemption, second chance?
I just want to tell him not to be afraid of true happiness. I feel like every time he gets close to really opening up, he runs away. And I'm not saying I want him back. He would need to, I think it's important. Because inside on all
Are you sure not even like a little bit of you wants him back? I feel like a part of you you seem, yeah, I think, well, oh goodness, that's a quivering lip and some anger.
He is ours. He belongs to us. We need him back. Wrap him up in a web.
That sounds.
Maybe you guys believe in, you know, maybe a shared relationship.
No. And I have two heads. No. Kappa doesn't believe in this. No space to share.
I was gonna say, what does your head think? But I guess you just can't.
All right.
Negotiable.
He promised us foods. He promised us a village. Glides to us. He did.
So off in the corner, you hear a little like some scurrying, like a little creature, and you guys are like, what? This is like where kaiju hang out. We don't get mice or rats or rodents, right? So there's just kind of like, and you can kind of hear it behind your head at first.
Can I snap at it? Can I snap at it?
Oh, do you want to snap at it? Go ahead.
Because I don't know what it is. I just roll for it. 1?
Well, wait. You want to?
Just grab at it.
I thought you.
I
thought you meant metaphorically snap at it. Of course.
No. Just like grab it.
So one of your heads just kind of snaps in the air. All right. What did you get?
A 1.
You got a 1. And were you kind of quick about it?
I was like really fast about it. And that's a 3.
really fast.
Didn't have time to think about it. Just no.
Oh, so you're extremely fast in general as a kaiju, and so you get a little toe, and the toe kind of slips, and you clip the nail, and and then he reveals himself. All right. I am Tanuki. Listen to yourselves. You are just kind of disgusting. A loser. You four kaiju are so much better than that shark with its tail between his legs. Why don't you guys join forces and take on the shark?
does seem like the only way we could talk some sense into him.
Wrap him up and keep him.
Punishes him, yes.
Or, you know, just maybe have a chat.
Get your money back.
Yeah.
You know what I've heard is that town of Onigiri has some of the best rice balls in the country, and I had like 3 of them.
A sacrifice to hashtag Steph aka Kappa. Let's see if we can evolve a 3rd head. 3 more
I have a great
rounds
name for the
equal
3rd
to
head
go.
too.
This one was the Nori salesperson that was selling fakes and ruined the Onigiri in town.
Oh.
Down with the non-believer.
So Tanuki has kind of like a body bag, and he's like, to prove my allegiance to you guys, here, Kappa, have this.
Can I just consume it now and get like an attack for next time?
Oh, well, it is per turn,
Okay.
but every 4 that is a permanent change. A permanent
Okay.
change to yourself. So you just have that. You know what? Why don't you?
I gobble it up and save it for later.
Yeah, you probably have a second stomach or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, you gotta keep track of that.
Oh yeah.
All right. Or you could keep it when you're hurt, and it could help, heal wounds faster. Or, maybe help you invoke one of your special powers.
I'll save it for later. Yes, helps for later.
Save it for later. So,
I love the two.
Tanukis. You guys, I have gone against Sharky-Coon before in full rage. He was a mighty force to be reckoned with. None of you would able to take him down by yourself, but combined and under my leadership, you may be the force that teaches the shark a lesson. What do you say?
Why do we need this guy as the leader? I mean, quite frankly, Mochrons finds his giant balls to be very disgusting.
Is that what those are?
Yeah, those are gonads.
Keep them inside us, yes? Insides, why out? They're privates.
They are. They're not public.
Well, remember, my big balls are the sources of my power, and
I've heard that line before.
That is what gives me a very special ability that none of you possess. I may transform my physical appearance into anyone at all.
That could be useful.
We're not very sneaky on our own.
I'm too fabulous to be sneaky. I get noticed everywhere I go. I literally shed glitter from my wings.
Shinies.
Let me demonstrate. So I'm going to roll for my shape-shifting ability as Tanuki. I got -3 +1. But luckily in the fate system, everybody is mediocre at what they do. So he starts shivering over and over and over again, and all of a sudden, both of his legs transform into shark's legs, which you may be very familiar with. And he reaches up his arms and throws his balls over his shoulders, and then transforms himself as the shark, but with all teeth complete. And somehow the tail is missing. I'm working on that. I'm working. It's been a while since I had onigiri, and so he kind of clenches very hard, and
Oh no.
oh my goodness, -2, and slowly pops out a tail, but it's a lot smaller than Sharky-Coon's. That according to your memory, see, I am basically the shark. Very effective ability, right?
I don't want to hurt his feelings.
But how does this help us? Yes, we can't transform.
Well, Sharky-Coon trusts in the mayor and the other Rice Ball Mania Control Force pilots. Maybe I could assume their appearances.
Oh.
Lure him into a trap.
Perhaps.
Seems devious.
You
Just
guys.
clever. It doesn't have to be deviant. It could just be a good idea. It's a good idea. Thanks.
And I am experienced in training other young Tanuki. I have a distant cousin who was named Popsicle Stick or Piece of Wood or something. He trained other mutants in another town. What was his name?
Shard.
It's okay, we're not calling for your references.
I could train you very well Do you guys want to volunteer and try?
To transform?
To invoke your own special abilities. When I was young, I did not know how to transform myself.
I think it would be a useful skill. Yes.
All right.
I think we should. It'll be a good team building exercise for all of us. Because truly, our power is in our unity, friends. Yes.
So,
together we can.
More powerful.
Tanuki kind of shrinks back down to the little raccoon with the big balls that he was before. Maybe even a little smaller. Maybe it seems like maybe he's just a tiny bit smaller than he was, but
His balls or his whole body?
his whole body.
Okay.
But except the balls.
The balls are always huge.
Ugh.
I'm a Tanuki.
I just had to ask.
So guys, all right, Mothra Bronze.
Mothron. It's Mothron.
Moth Bronze.
Or Mothron.
There's no B in it.
Thank you.
Oh, Mothrons.
Yeah.
Well, Mothrons. Mothrons. Why don't you show me how you would teach Sharky Coon a lesson?
I would sit him down and say, listen here, young man. I've seen your types before, and let me tell you, the road you're headed on, you're gonna be in prison in no time, okay? You wanna know what Kaiju prison's like? And then I would call my handmaidens and have them give him the Scared Straight program, straight out of Mothron's own, little program I started in school.
That's too much. That's tough. No.
How else do I?
Tanuki is going to dart towards your left shoulder.
Oh, gosh.
And just take a scrape. So Tanuki's gonna roll.
See, oh gosh, I don't believe in physical violence. This is very uncalled for.
I have all neutral and a -1. So it just feels like a breeze by your ear, but it was very, very, very quick.
Okay, well, I am really unhappy with that.
So show me what you got. Bronze.
You're a filthy creature. And I back up and I give him a big gust with my two big, beautiful moth wings.
Oh. Whoosh. And so, can you roll?
Yes.
All right. And what is your approach?
I got a 0.
Okay. But did you what?
But I was very quick with how I did it. So it's
You were
a 2.
very quick. You're very quick. So, Tanuki goes off kind of spinning, and then kind of like those seeds that fall off a tree kind of spins back down. Possibly impressive, but you need some work. So I say you should develop that skill of the flapping wings. What do you call it?
Well, I call it my gust of amazingness.
Your gust of amazingness. Don't forget your special ability.
I won't.
It is a stunt that should be very useful.
Sure.
And what are you three standing around? How can you call yourselves kaiju? And so Tanuki decides to fail miserably again and bounces from one shoulder to the next and kind of falls off of Kappa and says, I am very quick. Can you guys catch me? Show me what makes each one of you special.
So Kappa, the Kappa head that speaks normally burps out a bunch of fog. And then the little hissy one's like, see if you can dodge this, and sparks it, and it lights itself on fire around the Tanuki.
What? One more time?
I'm gonna attempt to be flashy.
Oh, you're gonna be
because I'm trying to
flashy.
show off
Sure.
to my discontent. 0 plus 1.
All right, but you were flashy about it.
Yeah.
So
I rolled 0. Sorry. And
Okay.
then 1 on the flashy.
right. So it sounds like you did a very impressive effort, but it does nothing much but make me wrinkle my nose.
I did it in a cave too. That was dumb. Very stupid. Yes.
what about you two? Or what are you doing? Just standing around here? And I decided to flick the nose of Tsuchigumi. What?
You said no.
How dare! And immediately, Tsuchigumi spits out a sticky webbing from her mouth because pooping it out your butt is just a little too far.
Gotta have standards. Gotta have standards.
One must have a line.
We have decency. We're kaiju.
A sticky
Not
webbing.
monsters.
Quickly and tries to capture the tanuki. Perhaps I will make it mine.
All right, please roll and tell me what your approach is.
My approach is quick.
So as quickly as you can, you try to spit your sticky webbing towards Tanuki.
2 positives and 1 negative is a nothing, so 1.
Okay. Plus one.
Plus 1. Yeah.
With your quick. So it's actually plus 3, right?
3.
Plus 3. So very quickly, you wrap up Tanuki. Very good! Tsuchigumi! I am very proud of you. What do you call your special ability?
It is my incredibly possessive sticky webbing.
Incredibly possessive.
Overly attached.
No, IPSW. and somehow Tanuki whittles through one of the gaps of the webbing because it's very, very small. And the way kaiju do things is very, very large in general. And so, Kasami, you have yet to do anything. How will I know you're a valuable asset to the team?
And I don't understand why you keep challenging my worth. You don't know me. Like, I don't understand. You know what? It's very presumptuous of you to pretend like you know me. And her vacillating between like angry and wounded creates makes her wings flap more and more until she creates an emotional tempest. Very flashy emotional tempest. That is net 0, but I am flashy plus 3.
All right, flashy plus 3. So Tanuki is like very flashy, but stirs up a lot of dust. You may have to redirect your abilities more specifically, whatever you call that, your emotional tempest. Anyways, remember all the special abilities you have invoked here, and you shall move onward. I want you all to go towards the beach. As a shark, Sharky-kun likes to spend a lot of times on the shore of Onigiri. So head out and I shall be watching over you. All right, so y'all have done a little bit of moving around as kaiju, and it sounds like Tanuki is rooting for you, and he may give you some special advice. Do you guys want to head out now towards the shore, or?
Yeah, I say we do it.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
We should get to him before he starts another relationship and breaks someone else's heart.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Sacrifices, more sacrifices.
Quicker we get him back, the better.
Oh god,
So
you people
you
are
somehow
crazy.
you hear the shrill voice
And all the eyes just blink at different
Tanuki
times at you, like.
in the background. Guys, remember, those of you may fly, may help the others, transport you quickly.
Dibs on not transporting the creepy two-headed gecko. I'll take the slightly less creepy spider creature.
All right.
More legs, more creeps.
So you lose a action point for kind of seeking favoritism, but you gain an action point. Excuse me. Kappa gains an action point for having one of their abilities used, their personality traits used against them. So you get an extra.
The beast, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So I'll give you mine.
Okay. Actually, when somebody gets a chance, maybe we need a bank of those.
The chips?
The chips for you guys.
The chips.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mothrons and Tuchigami are headed on their way towards the beach. Kappa, parentheses Josh, and Kasami are
Speak of Josh.
still hanging out in this kaiju coffee shop or something, twiddling their thumbs or their claws or whatever kaiju do.
Are you ready to go?
Yes. Ready as we are.
I hope you don't mind a few tears landing on you on the way. This is very stressful.
I am from a river. It's fine. It really is.
Thank you.
It's delicious.
I guess that's a good thing. It's just like a symbiosis thing.
Okay.
You and I are gonna get along.
I
really
just keep
well.
nodding. I was like, yeah.
It's nice when people appreciate that sometimes expressing emotions can create good things. Yes. Okay, let's go.
So you all are headed towards the beaches of Onigiri. Do you guys know where you're going?
Beaches. I walk the beaches all. Wait, Sharky and I walk to the beaches all the time.
Oh my goodness. So you guys are kind of approaching the Onigiri from above, and it's getting closer and closer and larger, and you guys aren't used to so Mothrons and Kasami, you're not used to carrying other kaiju. It's very, very heavy. So you guys take one kind of point of physical stress. So I'm gonna cut that from you guys, Kasami and Kap, but it's okay. You're still very strong, but you know, you just it's kind of stressful to carry a whole other kaiju, right?
Heads are heavy and there's more than one of them.
She won't stop wriggling.
I'm cocooning your handmaidens for safekeeping.
You guys land on the beach with like a thud, right? And you don't see Sharky-kun anywhere, but you're kaiju. So maybe if you kind of rustle up some destruction, as kaiju are known to do, maybe it'll show up or something. So what do you guys want to do? I mean, I heard that there are very good onigiri around here. They're very tasty townsfolk who have gotten fattened off the onigiri.
Are the fat townsfolk at the beach because they're supposed to do at a beach?
Probably. And so Sharky-kun may not be here, but you know he's somewhere. So what do you guys want to do?
I say we go around and sample the local delicacies.
Like the people, and I just like run out. I start very. Oh God.
No, the rice balls.
I'm not listening because I'm gonna.
That one is strange.
forcefully start like lumbering after a bunch of the people that are on the beach.
All right, and then they all kind of run away.
Scurry
very
mortals.
quickly. It's like trying to step on ants.
Yeah.
And it's kind of silly. But you hear a lot of screaming.
That's fine. Yeah.
And
That's fine.
You get
Sharky's the bonus is mostly after the people.
So are you? What is your approach to trying to step on?
Forcefully and lumberingly, just like go after people.
So they just kind of run away, but it does give you +1 mental.
Fun, yes. Scurry mortals, scurry.
So you get +1 mental because you had fun trying to step on people. All right.
Kasami's a hoarder, and so she's probably gonna look for a couple of like souvenirs that she can take with her,
Okay.
like a cute building, or a cluster of trees.
Kasami decides to go sightseeing. It sounds in Onigiri. There isn't much to be said. It seems like there was a cool blacksmith shop over to the side. But it seems like somebody hasn't fired up that blacksmith shop in a while. It's kind of abandoned, so you might knock over some pots that clink and clank out of the way. Anybody else? What would you do if you're trying to find the shark?
Well, I've heard that Sharky Coon is very much interested in rice balls these days, and I want to try some of these famous rice balls. I say we shake down some of the local rice ball stands. Like, literally just pick them up and shake them and see what falls out.
Okay. What is your... Oh, my goodness.
Gets me all hyped.
One sacrifice for hashtag Liz. This poor human is extremely tall and extremely skinny. Except for his forearms and pecs, which are strangely buff. Hashtag Evo.
So, you hear a voice inside your... Where is it? Inside your head. And this is... Oh, where'd it go? That's right. I am Professor Hayashi, and I can communicate with the four of you in your minds. When you enter the vicinity of the town of Onigiri, I have the ability to kind of communicate with you either as a group or especially, and you know what? I believe in the mayor, and I do the mayor's bidding. So I'm going to offer to you this strangely misformed townsfolk. I forgot what his name was. He was extremely tall, extremely skinny. I mean, he was not a representative specimen of the people who live here. He wasn't very useful at making more onigiri in either way, whether it be marketing or simply foraging the tools. So here you go, Kasami. I heard that you have a big Tsuchigami. I really like cats, so I'm going to give you this guy. So from like the sky or something, a big body bag, a big yellow body bag comes out, and you're not quite sure if it was still moving or that's just the bounce from falling from the sky. Professor Hayashi says, now, I would kind of keep that off to the side because I believe in your mission in teaching Sharky-kun a lesson. He was never very good as the guardian of the town, and I want our mech pilots to come back so that I can keep so that they can keep saving the town. So why don't you keep that aside, and or if you want, you can eat it now, and it will make you taller, about 25 feet. 25 feet.
Wrap it up in my webbing.
Yes.
Stick it to my side.
Oh, very
sticky.
Keep
it for later.
Very useful. Very useful use of your ability.
And all the bounding on the beach stops.
Because you used one of your special aspects, you have to return a token. Yes. Cool.
And so all the bounding on the beach stops and is like, hear the voices? Did you? Yes, sounds like us. Confused. Two meanings.
So, you hear some scuttering again. Some scuttering, scooting.
There are more balls coming.
Oh, hope's not.
Then
It is not my skittering.
from behind a bush, steps aside. Tanuki, what? You guys are kaiju. Why don't one of you eat one of those useless townsfolk and gain some height and some visibility? I am so sick of watching you look for the shark.
I forgot about it. And then like the salamander starts to throw up.
And also, all kaiju for themselves, all is fair in love and war. Feel free to steal townsfolk from each other if they're not using it very wisely.
So Kappa just starts throwing up like cat vomiting. And it spits out the one person and the other one eats it.
Right.
And grows.
Okay.
I like how
The other one eats it.
Just
The other one just
eats it
like eats it. You're like, oh.
swoop. And how do you eat that townsfolk?
Fairly quickly. I mean, I just threw it up. I just kind of forgot about it, and I'm super hungry. It's like, oh yes, fresh blood. I forgot about this.
So, Kappa feels a trembling, starting at your toenails or your toe claws or whatever you call those things, and then
Tickle stalks.
from the kind of middle of both of your foreheads, you feel kind of a warmth penetrating down to your single core.
Oh, this is nice, like cuddles. Yes.
And Kappa grows 25 feet into the air, and you stumble a little bit because you weren't used to growing that fast, even during your kaiju.
And I would imagine like walking in the sand
years.
is kind of weird, and you just see
Right.
these gigantic two heads
Right.
just kind of fall
Right,
first,
right,
and then
and
get
so,
back again.
So you may hit your bottom, but you are all right. You stand back up. And you look out into the town, and is there anywhere in the town that a shark might be hiding?
Is there water around in the town? I mean,
Of
there's
course,
a shark.
it is a port
it's a
city
port,
in
right?
a crescent bay.
And we're not at the bay yet?
Yeah, you're on the beach, but
Go ahead
because you're
towards.
25
I'll head towards the port and everything. I guess. Like sees the ports inside. Probably a shark might be there. Yes, water. Yes.
All right.
Water's good for tears and for sharks.
Do the rest of you guys try to follow?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm feeling better
staying
about myself.
Well away from the water, we do not like to be wet.
Oh, don't worry, we'll keep you safe.
So you're hanging out by the beach while the rest kind of enter the water, kind of wade into the shallow parts. I mean, you're very tall, plus 25 feet.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like going up to your knees.
But I would still try to half swim across the water just for fun. So you
sure.
see this gigantic salamander being
Right,
a complete
right,
dumbass.
right.
the whole
Kasami
way.
likes the water because she can create havoc without killing too many people, and so she gleefully spits fire and cooks about 36 seagulls that were flying around.
Oh my goodness. Kasami, were you trying to be flashy about that, or?
Yes.
Okay. So can you roll for your toasting the seagulls?
The hissy head tries to sneakily eat some of the roasted seagulls falling from the sky.
All right. +1. But those seagulls, they have some special abilities or something. Because they've been eating some, kind of remnants of onigiri that people have been dropping. And they are able to dodge very quickly the flame. And Kasami, you take 1 point of mental stress because you can't even hit a goddamn seagull. All right.
Sick of things and people and sharks leaving me. Why can't the birds just stay in one place?
All right. Oh, and you use you gain a token because can you hand that to them? You gain a token because one of your personality traits is used against you. All right. So, as you guys are approaching the water, and Tsuchigami over there is just kind of hanging back over at the beach, you feel a gurgling from the water. Small bubbles. First like soda, and then bigger bubbles. Like somebody is farting under the water, like kaiju-sized farts or something. And
Papa
then
immediately says,
you
"Not
see a strike of a single strike of blue lightning fall from the sky. I'm gonna roll for this. And it is, of course, extremely flashy. And you all feel a jolt. It's not enough to knock you over, but you feel it from your toes to your nose, or noses. And you all feel kind of a little dazed. And Sharky appears before you. And Sharky says, well, Kasami? Tsuchigami? Mothrons? Kappa? What are the four of you doing here? Onigiri is my territory, and all those rice balls are for me.
You said my name first!
Oh, God.
Her idealistic nature gets the best of her, and she tries to run to him.
Okay, so you try to run. Do you want to use one of your aspects?
Yes, she's idealistic. I would like to use mine.
Okay, use, so you have to, yep, exactly. Thank you. And do you have a certain kind of approach to it?
She will do it cleverly because she knows he likes the way she saunters with her fire tail, so she's going to run up to him.
Work it, girl. Strategically. Work it.
Show him what he left.
Shake that ass.
It's a net 0, but I have 2 clever, so.
So Shark kind of
Hashtag Steph, hashtag Liz, hashtag Cheryl, and hashtag Bronze Luck Hungry. So special delivery of 4 rather cheesy townsfolk who hadn't bathed in weeks. As Kaiju, I hope you don't mind their ripeness.
Oh.
Somebody sacrifices to our greatness.
Noble Mothron, please accept the sacrifice of Intermethus, an individual needing the love only your radiance can provide while being slowly digested by alien stomach acid over the course of a decade. #Sador-Krupp.
Thank you, handmaiden. Thank you. I humbly accept your sacrifice, noble subject.
So, the professor, who also is in cahoots with the mayor, guys, I'm going to phone in the mayor, and he has a special message for you. All right, Kaiju, we have sent forth some juvenile delinquents. They were very cheesy. They knew nothing of bathing themselves. Feel free to consume these whenever you need to take down Sharky-kun. Remember, he played all your hearts. Signing out.
I'm still sauntering towards him.
Right. Kasami is sauntering towards Kaiju, trying to do an embrace and work those awesome fire lizard legs. But like a person who turns their cheek when about to receive a kiss, kind of moves his big shark legs, and Kasami falls face forward down into the water. And Shark-kun says, Kasami, I have you mistaken me for another shark? I have no memory of any of the babblings you speak of.
You don't hear Kasami speak. There's just like a grumbling, a rumbling, she's just. A fire inside her has been lit, and it's not a good.
You could always. How do you guys feel about this? You're just kind of standing aside. One of the kaiju fell forward.
Well, Mothron's is a keeper of the peace. That is one of her aspects. She's very peaceful, and she sees what's about to happen, and she's not okay with it. So she flies forth and lands beautifully with a gust of it's almost like moth dust, but it's like glitter. And she just says, Sharky, you know not the forces you deal with. Hell have no wrath like Kasami's ire. You must apologize. And I stop and I give Kasami one of my wings, my beautiful, beautiful moth wings. And try to give her a hand up and try to get some of the water off her face. And
Thank you.
yes.
Well, it sounds like Mothrons just gave a fate point to Kasami. And then also, can you roll for your powerful words and see if that has any effect on Sharky-kun?
I got a 0.
You got a 0. So Shark-kun puts both flippers on his, what would probably be his waist, throws back his stomach, and just laughs. Ha 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 ha! Mothrons, you thought we were serious, but I would never get serious with someone like you. Obviously, you are misguided. I am the champion of the town of Onigiri. They have made me the town mascot and protector. Begone with you.
Kappa, fight this motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh no. No. Okay. So Lizardhead's so not happy. It's like, you lied to all of us, and now you're spewing more lies about protecting a town. No, you just eats. You eat. And so Kappa's gonna be reckless and come up and just try and tail whip him. Now that it's like 25 feet long, bigger.
All right, take a roll for that.
Kappa,
Take a what?
Roll,
Take a what?
and then also use it.
Oh, +3.
+3,
And kill a fate point, right?
You're right. And then, what was your approach on that?
So it should be really forceful, using the aspect of recklessness.
Really forceful with your tail whip. All right, and so I am going to check my defenses. You said +3?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Look, -4.
Unexpected, yes, guard down.
So as Shark-kun was kind of being overconfident and laughing at Mothrons, from behind, Kappa takes a tail whip from behind, and Shark-kun hits flat on his legs, and it really hurts, a lot actually. And so Shark-kun gets back up, but is like an old man, just maybe you compressed a vertebrae or something there, is kind of slowed down by that tail whip.
I have hiccups now because I have 2 damage points. That's how that works, right? The first round.
Right.
But
You can take consequences or damage, so. Yeah, but you should all have up to 3 damage, and I think one person has
4 for mental.
Yeah, Kappa has +1 for mental. Yeah.
So, Chichi, filled with righteous anger for the indignation that has been done to us, chews down on one of her captive peoples. Delicious.
Did you just eat the head?
Yes.
So you can drink the blood. Have you seen
She
those
only eats
things?
the head.
And in doing so, there's something in her throat. There's a and forcefully projects the hairball out of her throat and towards Sharky.
Use a fate point and roll, please.
Two.
+2. Is that with a certain
That
approach
includes
to
that.
it?
That includes my forceful approach.
Forceful approach. All right. Sharky-kun decides to defend with
I hope this counts, but the delivery of the townsperson for hashtag Cheryl didn't go well. Just his jorts. Are jorts filling?
If they're filled,
you
yes.
just got the jorts. It might have been one of your maidens.
Oh no!
I'm not quite
Are
sure.
my maidens naked now?
He was known to adorn himself with jorts.
All over though, all
I
over.
wrapped that bit up, but perhaps.
All right.
That's okay with Kasami because she's trying to watch her kaiju weight.
Right.
So she definitely just goes ahead and
Okay.
enjoys the jorts.
So, Tsuchigami just spat out a hairball, and then the mayor just chucked out another townsfolk. It might have been one of the maidens for Mothrons, we're not quite sure. So, you decide to either heal yourself or grow 25 feet?
I'm gonna heal myself so that
Okay.
because of that flying damage before.
Right.
And then, feeling more composed.
Hold on, let's finish Tsuchigami's turn, right? So I just rolled for, I decide to be very, I'm not too careful about it, so Sharky-kun's not very careful at all, but I try to be careful, and I get +2. So that hairball, kind of smacks me in the face, and I just slow down a little bit more. I think it scraped one of my eyes. Damn it. All right. So, and then Kasami, who has just gained the strength and replenished by eating one of those townsfolk.
It's just, Sharky, you know me, and I know you, and you can't deny that we had good times, and even though I'm just really upset right now, you need to be taught a lesson, and the rapidly vacillating emotions as she talks herself.
Emotional tempest.
Yes, emotional tempest. She creates hopefully a Sharknado with her emotions.
All right. So tell me, what is your approach?
She is going to be forceful about this.
Very forceful.
She is extremely put out. -1.
-1. And Shark-kun is decides to be very, because he's so full of himself, very flashy about this. And so I actually get +3. Kasami, wasn't your face just in the water? I think it's time for you to go back to where you were. Does the mayor say something?
Bronzern, BRONCEBOYZ, Bronzern.
What?
So it sounds
Write me one of your lovely haikus, chat.
that's right. Mothrons, why don't you get another townsfolk? I found another juvenile delinquent for you. Actually, he was the guy who used to mow my lawn, but he did a really horrible job, and he does not know what an edger is. So you can have him.
Thank you.
Bettering the people of Onigiri.
Scary this place, many rules. I don't like this.
So Shark-kun decides to, what do I decide to do? Decides to kind of flick one of his fins in kind of a swirly way, and you guys are like, what the heck is this shark doing? And soon the sky above me starts spinning around, and Shark-kun throws down a small water spout hurricane. It's not quite a hurricane, but it's like a water spout. And Kasami takes 1 point of physical stress, but 2 points of mental stress, because she was just so beat down. Oh my goodness, how dare he raise a fin at your lovely face.
So the consequence is if I take the hiccups, that's 2 damage. It absorbs 2 damage?
Right.
Okay, yeah.
So
Time to take one for the team. I sacrifice myself, prosperous guard, to be witnessed for glory and to win #Steph. Mostly to avoid the overlord, but I want to help too. #witness me.
So
Okay, if I see her, if I see her, oh no, no.
it's very
Ride
cold.
Eternal.
Why? Why
Shiny
would you
and
have a little
chrome.
safety tube? You're not really hardcore if you have a safety tube.
It's not you. It's the little jelly baby that.
So I catch this out of the air. Can I throw it at Kasami?
Well, he runs across the beach towards you. Witness me! I was the prosperous guard. I hate that shark. Teach him a lesson. Consume my body and absorb.
Is he saying this in my mouth? So I'm here. It's like, hear voices? No,
I
hear
mean, he's
voices.
very small. He's like the size of, you know.
It's the hissy head that's like eating him and asking.
Oh great Cap, the hashtag Steph. We found this tattoo artist drawing trogdors instead of majestic kaiju that customers ordered. Please enjoy.
Okay, I catch another one.
All right.
Can I throw it at Kasami?
Oh,
throw
for
it this
sure.
way?
You can definitely throw it at Kasami.
Because I see her in the water again being hurt and like, the battle is not over yet.
Take this crappy tattoo artist.
Take the crappy tattoo artist.
You can have all my tears.
And the little hissy head like brushes up against
It sounds like you're using one of your aspects. So can you roll for that?
Roll for it?
Yeah. And use one of those fate points. Yeah. So what did you get?
-1.
You get -1.
Trying to be clever, so it's kind of a 0. I
Okay.
think. Yeah, thinking about it.
So
No good about thinking about things.
So it sounds like you leveled because you have consumed 4.
No, 2.
You've
2. I have 4. I haven't eaten them all.
Oh, okay. Well,
One close.
whenever you want.
I'm one
to.
away. So I'm one away. And
You're
then,
one. You're one away. So you gave one. You threw one towards Kasami, but you didn't do so well because you're just not a clever kaiju.
No.
Why don't you learn that? You should listen to Nukamura.
I want to help, but it's always wrong.
And so it kind of completes the other. So you just had a pair of jorts now, but you know that tattoo artist. It's missing its legs, but you kind of put the jorts and the rest of the body together. So it's kind of a complete one. That might do kind of twice the ability.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can heal, I think.
All right. Where were we? Where were we?
Water spout.
Oh, right.
Oh my god.
Kaiju, I believe in you.
Sacrifice the baker who did not make the birthday cake for hashtag Liz in time for her birthday.
You guys are great. You guys are really great.
Amazing.
You guys are great.
You know those baguettes? They were hard as rocks. So I'm gonna send the baker to you. You know, and so a small minivan pulls up at your feet. The doors open and another body bag comes out, and it's kind of wriggling, and it smells a lot like yeast.
But do we know that? But do we know that?
Of course you do.
Yeast?
Yeah, very.
We're
Baker.
gross. We're just gross monsters. Everything smells yeasty.
I pick up the little body bag and I open it up and I see that the strange little man has an interesting little mohawk, and it just fascinates me for a moment until I just head off in order to grow.
Okay. Is this the first time you're growing?
Yes.
Okay. So you are now 25 feet taller. So you're as tall as Kappa now, right? So you're both taller. Woo! And then you have caught one of the townsfolk, but you were. All right.
She's stress eating now. She's
All right.
stress ate the townsfolk
So-
that was thrown at me.
So
I don't eat yours. Well, just
so do you? Is that for healing or?
Yes, it's
Okay,
healing.
it's for healing. So that heals your physical or mental stress.
mental.
Mental. All right. but you're still hiccuping, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, Kaiju, Shark Kaiju, is just laughing at you guys. Ha! You think that eating the townsfolk of Onigiri will do anything to me? I am so much stronger than all of you. I could take you all down if I wanted to. Because I have a belly full of onigiri. They
Yeah, you
give
definitely
me
let your figure go.
Snap.
Burn. Snap.
so Kasami uses an aspect, but you've hurt Sharky Coon's kind of you gave him 1 point of mental damage because Shark Coon's very vague. He gets around and every new lover just gives him validation, so he didn't like hearing that. That doesn't matter. I am a shark with legs. That's right, I am a shark with legs. I am better than any shark out there because of my lovely legs, and I am better than any kaiju out there because look at my tail. Speaking of my tail, and so Shark Coon kind of raises his tail very high and kind of waves it, and with speed decides to kind of trip all of you very quickly, but it wasn't very forceful. So you all just kind of take 1 point of mental damage each, because it was kind of scary, but it wasn't really forceful.
Was that +1 I had earlier just a temporary, right? So it's just vaporized.
you still have, I think, 3.
Yeah, I have 3, but then I don't get to gain that 4 back ever. It's
No,
like temporary.
no,
Okay,
no,
cool.
no. It's not a slot. It's like a
the
plus
plus,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can I use my stubborn nature to try to resist that damage? Because she doesn't
Sure.
want
Do you have more? All right. So, what do you have to say as you get back up, rubbing your sore behind?
Use those legs and run to someone who cares.
Whoa.
Like this, yes.
Put some Jack in this
Can
lady
you roll
and she
for?
just fires right up.
3.
3. So, Shark Coon, who has, as we've just kind of found out earlier, has a little bit of mommy issues, and is kind of very hurt. So it takes 1 more point of mental damage, but remembers. You know what? I'm gonna teach you all a lesson, and so Shark Coon raises his left fin and starts spinning it, and does a horrible -3 roll, and
Just watching the fin.
goes like this, and has kind of a blue lightning come down from the sky and hit Kasami, but it feels more like static electricity. That might raise your scales a little bit, and so that affects just your mental stress.
Did I resist? Did my using the stubbornness resist the mental damage I took from the last round, or is that still something that happened?
That should have filled up one of the slots, so now you just lost one. Does that make sense to you?
Sure.
Okay.
Neutralize, right?
Yes.
All right. It was. Yeah. It's basically you're the same as you were like 2 turns.
Great.
All right.
So, Kappa, which could be my turn?
Sure.
Okay, so Kappa looks at Sharky and goes, "You still must answer for what you've done and when you left us. Yes, cold, dark in that cave." And so in an attempt at being flashy, Kappa gobbles the 3rd sacrifice. I assume grows even bigger? Do I grow bigger, have more damage?
This is.
I think it'll be a damage.
4th person. That
No, but
you're-
it'll be the 3rd. I'm just
Okay.
completing the 3rd
Sure.
sacrifice. Or it could be the 4th. I don't know.
Okay.
Never know with you guys.
For #Shareless sacrifice must be made. The miniature kaiju trainer named Ash.
So the professor somehow has another van, kind of a soccer mom van, drives up to the foot of Kasami and throws out another body and says, hey, here's this other juvenile delinquent. He used to run around saying, gotta catch them all, gotta catch them all. we weren't quite sure what he was talking about, but he was kind of a nuisance, so you can eat him whenever you want.
And he keeps throwing tiny little balls at me for no reason,
right.
so I just go ahead and
Okay.
do that. And I will also do this one to get rid of the hiccups.
Okay.
This combined pair.
So you have taken away, you have healed yourself for 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And it
And
sounds
so I
like
consume the sacrifice for +1 damage, and I burp up all this fog, and then Hissy Snake just lights it up all around Sharky.
use one of your aspect. Yep.
Yeah, this is trying to attempt to be flashy. 0 plus and the 1 on flashy.
+1. So so tell me a little bit more about this fog. It's flammable, right?
Yes, yeah. So it's like a green kind of oozing, obscuring. So it's like kind of while the normal head speaking, like you owe us, revenge is what we want, and it's just spewing all this green gas going
all
towards
the green
him.
gas comes out of one of the heads, both of the heads, and you try to ignite it.
And the little snaky face, the hissy one.
And then Sharkoon, standing in the water, is actually quite quick at just splashing his tail up, and so the flame kind of gets dampened. So he might feel kind of the heat. If he had eyebrows, he might have felt a little singe, but it doesn't really do.
Does he have nori strips as eyebrows anyway? Because he's a pretentious shark. Do I burn those off?
Perhaps.
Is it now roasted, Nora?
He always, as always.
It's always gone.
As always. And so he it doesn't really do anything to the shark.
Okay.
So the shark, he wants to just take care of you guys. And he looks around and he's like, oh, that Mothra, she is so full of herself. I remember when we went on dates, she thought she was all about the razzle and the dazzle, and she thought she was the only star in the sky. Damn it. I want to take her down with a bolt of my lightning.
Oh no.
So you're gonna gain a fate point, and Sharkoon is going to throw a bit of lightning towards your way in a sneaky manner, but he's not very sneaky. And so you just take 1 point of physical stress. And then all of a sudden, kind of, your gossamer wings are like a little crispier and they don't catch as much air.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Mothrons will not tolerate such insubordination. So she takes one of her villagers and she takes a butter knife and a fork. And she
Oh, you're one of those pizza people, aren't you?
Sprinkle some salt on it.
cuts them in a couple pieces and just oh, very good, very good. And she grows 25 feet tall.
She grows 25 feet tall.
And then she eats another one because
Okay. And then she's gonna grow even taller?
Why stop
no, she's gonna gain +1 to her roll because she's about to blow Sharky Coon's mind.
All right. Okay.
And then gathering all of her glory around her and reinvigorated by that yummy, yummy sacrifice that her loyal subjects devoted to her. She becomes even glitterier, and she says, you know why I think I'm the star? Because I am! And she just does this big gust and shoots beautiful, glittering moth dust right into his face in the attempts to blind that dumb, stupid shark.
Sounds like a very forceful attack. Please roll.
I got a 3.
Damn.
So you got +3 plus the 1 damage, right?
Oh, I'd have to spend one of these, right?
Yes. And then also you got a +2 for forceful. Right.
Oh, and I got the +1 from the sacrifice. It's actually a 4. I forgot that one.
Yeah, so it's total +4. Right. And so Sharky Coon sees this huge attack on his way and tries to defend. And it is, also flashy. He can't be outshone. Okay, he can't be outshone. So he gets a +3. Okay, so you only do +1 of damage, but it's enough to knock out one of his teeth. So
You're wonderful.
Not again. All right. I guess it's time to unleash. You know what? There was some, pity in my heart because there was a part of me that wanted to be accepted into you. But I am sick of the troubles that you have caused. You are making me look bad in front of the people of Onigiri, and I will try to finish you all right now.
Can I interject?
Sure.
I had 4 thingies, and I have had 4 sacrifices.
Sure.
So I've mutations.
Okay. I don't have that. Oh,
Yeah, I don't think any of mine have been
Okay,
minused.
I think.
Yeah.
So you
I'm at 0.
Are you talking about people that you've?
Yes,
She's
I've
eaten
eaten
4,
4 villagers.
You've eaten 4 villagers, and
I'm
you've
at
eaten
3.
3.
Yes.
Okay. So it sounds like Kasami has started shaking from her very core, and you're also 25 feet taller, right? Than when you first.
I use them all for healing.
Okay, you use them all for healing. So can you roll and let me see what happens? And use if you want, you can use one of your personality traits, your character aspects, to kind of inform what happens to you.
There's a net 0, but she wants to be flashier than Sharky. She has been wounded and she's stubborn.
Sure.
So I want to use my stubbornness to try to make myself flashier than Sharky.
So
I can outshine him. I can find it within myself.
all right,
She kind of channels her fire.
You're going to use one of your fate points for that, and it seems like clenching very, very, very hard. Somewhere from between, kind of below her navel, sprouts a very flexible and sort of powerful tentacle. Now, certainly.
There's just a look of like confusion and horror from the 2 heads. It's like
Liz and I were looking at each other like...
The mayor kind of radios into all of your heads. My, that was a flashy move. I wasn't expecting that.
I don't think any of us...
The tentacle has suckers, so it's very sticky. Maybe if you grab things, it extends your reach.
You have a donger now.
It's not quite that low. It's just below the navel.
Oh, right.
It's right from the womb.
Okay.
If Kasami has a womb, we're not quite sure. Kaiju anatomy can be not quite the same 1-to-1 as other
tentacle.
As humans, for example. Anyways, so Shark notices, "Aw, baby, I better redirect my forces." And so he makes some last-minute kind of calculation and decides, you know what, this worked pretty well for against the rice ball mania control force. So he's gonna roll to do a double hurricane.
We found another delinquent to sacrifice to #Cheryl. This one has been trying to control the rides at the local amusement park with her mind. We think she may be nuts. Here you go. Hashtag Mitsuhama.
I eat it immediately to grow 25 feet.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's a giant tentacle.
It is.
So everything gets.
The struggle continues.
The struggle continues with the odd shape of my earlobes. As a shark, I don't really have earlobes, so it may be difficult to, use things. And so Kasami shoots 25 feet up into the air, and for some reason the body is faster and the tentacle kind of follows. So first it's the body, and then the tentacle is like, huh? And then it just gets like a little longer and grows like maybe 4 more giant suckers. Just like, and then it like pops out like, right? And meanwhile, the shark decides, I gotta do that double hurricane thing. So the shark is like doing kind of counterclockwise, clockwise with both fins up at the sky. And he throws back his head, revealing one of the missing teeth. But he's a shark, so he's got lots of rows of teeth being replaced, and decides to be extremely forceful about this. And oh my goodness, does 5 points of damage to all of y'all. So so each of you take 1 point of damage, and because Sharky Coon is extremely disturbed by the tentacle and feels like there is now competition in the world of, how do they say, the fish of the kaiju dating pool, you take 2 points of physical damage. So y'all take 1 point of physical damage, and Kasami takes 2.
Sounds like jealousy to me.
I still have a tail and legs.
And I'm easily distracted, and the hissy head is like is laughing, and the other one looks at it and goes, what's so funny? Missing teeth he still has. So making fun of Sharky for his little tooth. Trying, I think being forceful is being kind of mean, kind of easily distracted, being mean and making fun of the shark. The -1. Forceful +2.
All right. So you decide to make fun of my teeth?
Yes!
Teeth?
There's a point, it's missing.
Well, I will show you, and I do that thing where I show off my belly full of onigiri, and I laugh, and I kind of point my one more like canine-like tooth. I mean, they're all kind of canine-like tooth because I'm a shark, and like, try this for size, and the point kind of directs a little jolt of blue electricity in your direction, and you just kind of take 1 point of mental damage because you're kind of unnerved. You're unnerved by that. Have you Professor Hayashi has a question for all the kaiju. How's it doing out there? Have you all eaten all the townsfolk?
Oh,
yeah.
I have one.
Oh, you have one yet. Now, as a reminder, remember, once you have eaten 4 townsfolk.
Hashtag Bronze is being fed a annoying townsperson who keeps making people watch the horrible, fluffy video.
There was just one guy. He was just a little off, and he always made me just watch these goddamn annoying videos on my phone. So you know what? Here, you can have them. And so another minivan drives up. This one's teal, and it's got lightning bolts on the side, and it drops off another body bag with another townsfolk in there. But remember, Kaiju, remember, if you eat at least 4 townsfolk, these people of Onigiri, even if they're misfits and juvenile delinquents, they have the powers to grant you special abilities, like a navel right below, like a tentacle right below your navel. So it sounds like if you consume at least 4,
because this will be my 4th. I'm gonna do it. So I in a very glamorous fashion.
So
and
you're
I
gonna
do it almost like a promotional. Ah, yes. Nothing quite refreshes me after a long battle, quite like an Onigiri citizen.
For hashtag Liz, this one seems to have a strange accent and is wearing a kilt. Also kinda has the taste of betrayal. HMM. Hashtag Wuxing.
That would be my 4th as well.
All right. So it sounds like you're going to use one of your fate points to affect the outcome. You ate one of the towns, so can you roll for me?
Yes. I got a 0.
You got a 0. That's all right, because you're at least mediocre at sprouting another antenna. So you feel this itch kind of between the antennas between your head, Mothrons, and it starts twitching. And it becomes almost like a lightning rod. So it attracts lightning and maybe has some other mysterious powers besides attracting lightning. Maybe it can direct your lightning. Ooh. If there may be lightning. And it sounds like Tsuchigami also decides to eat.
As Mothrons is transforming, Tsuchigumi kind of hunkers down and sticks her butt out and wiggles it, and then pounces upon the 2 little dudes that she's got and got your heads off forcefully.
What does she do with the other halves of the body?
No, the bodies are just there. She just eats the heads. Yeah.
I mean, there is a monster just drinks the blood of the heads that rips off.
Sure. Make like a necklace out of them?
Wrap them up in a cocoon and I keep that.
So, Tsuchigami, why don't you roll? And what about your personality kind of affects what may happen to you?
Did it? Oh, very. Oh.
Are you out of fate points?
No, I've got one.
Okay, so you can use that.
Well, the whole practice of biting their heads off and then keeping what remains somewhere on her person is quite creepy. So, super creepiness. Have fun.
What did you get as a roll?
-3. Actually, and if I used forceful, it's a net 0.
Okay, it's a net 0, but something extremely creepy happens. Creepy. So, Tsuchigami's eyes glow red, and you feel kind of an itch in your upper chest and throat, and you start wheezing. It seems like you got another hairball, kind of, but it's burning. It's a very unusually large hairball, and so you cough one up as normal, and it kind of tumbles forward, and then when it emerges, it has 2 arms and 2 legs, slits for noses, maybe a mouth, or maybe it's just closed. We don't know if it has a mouth, and kind of slanted red eyes, and it's bristling with its fur, and it is just kind of rolling circles like Sonic the Hedgehog around you. And you have the sense deep inside you that this is a good thing. This is a good thing. All right.
My good sentient hairball.
Good sentient hairball.
It's like circles.
All right, and
That's not creepy at all.
Sharky-kun is kind of taken aback by all this stuff. Whoa, wait, ladies. You know, you didn't have to grow another, antenna or cough off, hairballs that are now sentient. And very, very creepy. Well, you could always just... No. This is not increasing your attractiveness. You guys have about zero... Actually, you guys have negative points getting back to me. I want to banish you to wherever the hell you come back... You came from. You all can go back to your support group and, get some kaiju plastic surgery because you guys aren't flattering at all. And so with that, Sharky-kun tries to lash more venomous words to try to affect their psyche and hurt their feelings.
Do we get fate points back when we're getting attacked or no? Or is it only if we're focused?
If I decide to make fun of your specific personality traits, which actually, great point. I think I will. So, Kappa, you're easily distracted, and you just want to cuddle, right?
What's wrong with cuddles?
So I think about it, and I remember something we used to have together. So Shark-kun pulls out from behind him. I don't know where he has a secret storage behind his tail.
Oh, I know. Okay.
We've
cuddled before, yes.
And comes out with a little stuffed... The closest thing to a stuffed teddy bear or comfort animal a kaiju
so it's
might
like a stuffed
have.
slug, because I would imagine
Right, with maybe an eyeball kind of hanging out or something, and says, remember this? And Shark-kun just kind of shreds it in half with his over his shoulder. So you get one more fate point.
2 or just 1?
You get one more, but you take
oh, it's traumatic. Don't do it.
one more mental stress, and so you should be completely out of it mentally. You're still physically there, but you should be completely
so
out of it.
consequences is probably at mild, almost to moderate, because I've taken 3 total with 1 physical, 2 mental.
I have you taking 4 mental.
4 mental total?
Yes.
Okay.
So, or you could
Hashtag Steph
Okay,
being
that makes
reckless takes any average white guy-faced man as a sacrifice. You think it might have been a handmaiden, but they all look alike to you.
Emotional eating.
Yes, that was quite cruel what the shark did. So here's another sacrifice of one of the onigiri. They're all starting to look the same to me. So you just have one of those townsfolk of onigiri. You know what? I think he painted my house the other day. Shame, waste of a life. Not really.
Tastes like paint. Delicious. Feels the sadness inside.
So you can either be completely out mentally, or you could start taking consequences.
I'm gonna start taking consequences.
Okay, so
sluggish.
what's your you start getting
Really sluggish.
very sluggish,
Kinda droopy.
because you just start crying so much, and you can't see clearly, and you're not focused. All right.
This is weird cooing that comes out.
And
I consume a sacrifice to gain back a health. I can do that?
you can do that.
And that would be at 4.
Okay.
So
So
I regain to 1 damage mental. Does that make sense? Or no?
how many are you
I
at?
think I read one of the damage is physical instead of mental, which is why I was off by 1.
Sure.
So I would have had 2 for sure after the tooth and the foot sweep. And then I took that damage as sluggish as my consequence, so now I can just take 1.
So how many
1 damage mental.
okay.
Yeah?
So
is 3 damage mental now instead of 4.
Okay.
Because I took off.
So so you still have 1 more point of mental.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And I mutate.
All right. And so, and you're at 4 now. Right, that's right. So can you, I think, if you want to affect that mutation with one of your fate points, it's probably in your favor to do that.
Okay.
And you should also roll.
Okay, cool. Kappa wants to be faster. Would think that being faster doesn't like Sharky getting the better of it.
Sure.
So I have a +1. So I want to be quicker about it. Do I use that? So it's +3.
Okay,
in addition to that.
+3, and
So
then
1
+1. So Kappa starts vibrating so fast, you become like a blur, and there are some maybe some buzzing along the internet too. Some people are tweeting about it or something, and somehow that affects you, and you sprout another head. So you now have...
So the 3rd head comes out and yawns.
Right. So
And
now
then
you are
one looks over.
3-headed.
Kappa looks over. Hey, Josh. Oh, sup?
All right. Now you have 3 heads. Sharky Coon hasn't forgotten Tsuchigami, and is like, you know what? You are very strong, but I'm going to try to whittle you down too. So you're gonna gain a fate token for this, and I am just going to try to make fun of you as a shark, former lover. Oh wait, I'm missing a dice. I'm missing a dice, but I can just roll another one. All right. So I try to make fun of your bossy ways. You big pussy. You think you are the boss of everybody else, and you are very, very possessive. You couldn't understand my ambition to be the biggest, the baddest, the sleekest shark with legs out there. You know how to keep a kaiju down, and you crushed my dreams. It was no wonder I wanted to leave you right away. And so with that, you take 1 mental stress, but you are as strong as ever, Tsuchigami. Also, you, Kasami, you always have the big heart, so I know this is my opportunity to take advantage of you. So Sharkoon is just spitting out venom, right? And whoops! And I decided to be very clever about it. And I know that you are very easy to stir into an emotional tempest. So you're gonna gain a fate token for this. And I am going to kind of tickle you at the right spot. It may be somewhere between that new tentacle and your top of your thigh right here, because, you know, it used to get your tail wagging in the past. And you actually spew out one of your emotional tempests. And I'm gonna roll for this.
Taking advantage of you.
And
Emotion.
it kind of goes haywire around all of us. And then Sharkoon's like, kind of has a sly grin as this kind of emotional tempest is going around, and tries to flip one of his fins around.
Can I use one of these
Sure.
to grab his fin and stop it?
Okay, sure.
Because they've all been very nice to help me,
Sure.
and I don't care if I'm very ticklish. I want to stop him with my tentacle.
All right. So can you roll? So your emotional tempest is kind of going haywire. It hasn't landed at anybody. Kaiju looks like the shark kaiju is about to throw another hurricane or something. You roll. What did you get?
I got a -1, but I'll be flashy about it. So
Sure.
2.
Okay, so you get plus 2 about it.
And he's never seen it before.
And then Kaiju,
It's a new trick.
Kaiju sees that you've grabbed one of my fins, but I got another fin. And I got a tail. It's like basically another fin. But I get a -2. So my attempt to start another hurricane backfires. And so your emotional tempest combines with Sharkoon's kind of half-done hurricane, and it actually hits him in the face. And he goes off spinning into far away into the water. And so Sharkoon actually not only loses one more tooth, he also loses the kind of some of his mental prowess, because how dare she? Oh my gosh, I thought she was down and her face was down in the water, and she took my hurricanes and turned it with her own emotional tempest. What the hell is going on here? So he is completely spent mentally and physically, but he still has his lightning and whiplash and hurricanes. They might not be very good, but he still has his ability.
Good hit, yes. Crushes him.
All
Crush.
right. So it doesn't take much time to. Sorry. I'm just like trying to make eye contact with you. It doesn't take much time, energy, or effort to maybe get a few hits in. Even though I was, one of my attacks just backfired on me, I'm gonna try to insult you, Mothrons. You're very glittery, and you sound like you would be easily wounded. So let's just pluck that star down from the sky. So I'm going to roll and try to be very, very careful about it because I've been hurt. And I get a +3. So would you like to try to defend against that?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I know what he's throwing at me?
So Sharkoon is kind of spent, but he tries to throw another lightning ball. It kind of worked from the tooth thing, so he's like, oh wait, I'm missing a tooth, but I'm gonna try to direct a shot of blue lightning towards you, and see, shock to the heart, baby.
Okay. And Mothron.
You ain't no star, and you never were.
Mothron's is not even affected by this because her aspect is absolutely majestic. So this doesn't affect her. But she's gonna use her new awesome.
Right.
It's beautiful. It's glistening in the sun.
It might as well be a tiara.
Yeah. This beautiful antenna in between her beautiful little thingies, and she's going to try to direct his lightning ball right back at him, and she's going to be very clever with how she turns her attack against him, or his own attack against him. So just roll for it?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that wasn't good. Well, let's see. I got a 2.
Okay, you got a +2. So, you seem to, that new antenna that you've been trying to use, that's the first time you've used it. And Sharkoon is still kind of OP. He could take any one of you.
What is he, though?
I bring a sacrifice for #Steph.
Oh,
He says he is a general or something, but he has robot hands and is kind of a jerk.
Oh, yes. Finish the job.
So you hold on to that. Sharkoon was just hit by one of the antennas, but because that controls lightning, that lightning just kind of goes back where it came from, and it actually reinvigorates Sharkoon.
Oh no.
So thanks a lot, baby. You just turned around one of my attacks and made me feel a lot better about myself.
Well, you're poor and stupid, so. And I'm a princess.
And then the professor somehow has an endless fleet of vans and drives up and throws out another body. All right, it's time to do some damage to the shark.
If I don't have any fate points, though, would I be able to consume one as a fate point, or no?
No.
Fate points
it just means you can't affect the outcome in a favorable way.
So I can't use my approaches, is that kind of...
Right, exactly.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. Okay, Oh, why won't you do? Okay, I gobble up the handless sacrifice that has been given to me. He just keeps babbling and talking and still won't stop moving.
Sure.
But eat him anyway.
Can you, roll for that kappa, please?
2.
+2. All right. And so it looks like you start vibrating very quickly again, so fast that you're like a blur, and you decide to look back on your teammates and kind of open all 3 of your mouths and kind of cheer on the team. And you remind them why you're here in the first place, which is to teach that shark a lesson.
Okay, so normal head talks to Tsuchigumi and
That's
says,
right, you got 3 heads.
Okay,
so you
so
can direct.
says to Tsuchigumi, it's like, he steals foods from us. All the bloods and fresh food must get it from him.
Belongs to all of us.
The hissy one speaks to you.
Feelings hurt, so means he is, crushes him.
And then Josh looks at you and goes, he's a piece of shit. Should just get him.
Talk to Mothram.
So it sounds like,
You get the sarcasm head, that's nice.
getting a pep talk by 3 heads was very beneficial. So you all you heal 1 for your mental stress. Okay. And Coon kind of overhears some of that too. And there's like an emotional thread. And he's like, wow, maybe she was really great. And with 3 heads, just imagine what she could do.
Oh.
And so Coon is kind of scheming something and takes his fins and is kind of stroking his chin that's not there. And thinks, maybe I can... This might work out. Maybe if I could just take Kappa to bed again, we would be the super team. And then we can get rid of all these other pests.
If he glances over, I hope he catches the one tongue that like licks an eyeball for a second.
Ooh. Alright. So, Sharky Coon is going to try to sweet talk Tuchigami.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Kappa or Tsuchigami?
Or, excuse me, Kappa. Maybe that too. I don't know.
I mean, we've read Saga, so.
Sleazeball. So Sharkin, I'm gonna roll, and I'm gonna use one of my aspects because I am a smooth operator.
Okay.
And I'm not very clever, but I try to be as clever as I can be. And I say, Kappa, baby, honeys. And then Shark is kind of trying to make eye contact with all 3, which is very difficult because
They're all
Shark only
blinking their eyes at different times.
Has kind of 2 eyeballs, but he can kind of do this thing where one eye looks one way and one eye looks the other way, and is like, Kappa, why don't we spend some time together? And so Sharkun tries to actually raise his tail again, and it gets kind of close to Tuchigami and goes for this kind of rubs the middle of your chest a little bit.
Kappa feel, more like it.
And
Kappa feel.
And so you feel a burp kind of coming up. And you don't know if do you want to hold it in or do you want to, let it out?
Whoa.
3 heads, let's try the whole.
Let it out.
You'll let it out.
This
Can
is
you
kind of
roll
very
for letting it
awkward,
out?
1.
You got a +1. All right. So apparently some of Sharky Coon's kind of sweet talking and fin rubbing kind of work out, and you let out a huge belch, and you have 3 heads now. So it's kind of like, and unfortunately, they're kind of in the direction of your teammates, Tsuchigami, Kasami, and Mothron's. And Sharky-kun is like, that's right, baby. And he kind of smiles and shows one of his teeth and ignites your 3 flaming fireballs.
Friends, no!
And they head towards the 3 of you guys. So do you guys want to try to defend?
Or run out of it.
Or run out?
I want to use my wings to fly above it.
Okay.
We could have used our
Disperse
powers combined to disperse
the
it.
fog.
Let's do it. Yes,
Okay.
the
All
fog.
right.
Very clever.
Push the fire back to Sharky.
All right.
Yes,
So
we're
the
very
3,
clever.
I want you guys, the 3 of you, to roll together. We're gonna add it together.
-2.
Also -2.
Oh god.
Okay, -2, +1. All right. Fortunately for Sharky-kun, and unfortunately for, what do you guys call yourselves anyways?
We never came up with a
The
name.
League of Independent Lady Kaijus.
Ilk?
The Josh.
LIK, it's
While they're
lit.
deciding this, the Josh head just looks at Sharky and
no.
goes, "That was not cool, man. Not cool."
Oh, Josh.
I know you best. I have that special touch.
I wasn't there at the time. Maybe you didn't remember.
We could get to know each other a little better. And so, unfortunately, you have a ball of fire burst in y'all's faces. And so it looks like Kasami takes, I think it's all physical stress. So Mothron's takes some physical stress. And then also Tsuchigami also takes some physical stress. And Sharky kind of takes one fin on his hip, or whatever would be like his hip, and he's like, we make a good team, don't you think, Tsuchigami?
No,
we should try that again.
Can I slither away? It's like,
Sure.
move away.
Can't even remember her name.
Actually, and then
Or
Kaiju kind of gets kind of full of himself, and he's like, maybe I, thinking out loud to himself, can do that again. I know a little something special about all of these 4 kaiju, but they don't know anything about each other, I don't think. Not quite sure. They do talk a lot in those support groups. So, Shark-kun looks around.
Is he still in the water, by the way?
Oh, of course.
Still absolutely in the water?
Yes, because
It's a shark.
Shark-kun. Oh, and as your GM, you can also use. I should have fate-explained this to you. You can use a fate point to add kind of elements to the plot that may be in your favor. So I don't know if are you guys out of fate points?
I am.
You've got 1. So you can add narrative details that might be able to help you.
Can I use one of these to get him out of the water with my tentacle?
Sure.
And could I
love
help
it.
with my 3 heads and just add help with the roll, maybe?
Okay.
And with my
Because I do not like the water thing.
Okay.
And I know as a salamander that water is good.
So all 4 shark reconvene. All 4 kaiju reconvene, and then you hear a voice from the professor. Sorry guys, I'm looking for more townsfolk. If there was only more townsfolk, we could maybe evolve you even stronger, or maybe get you guys to combine or something. I'm gonna look for some juvenile delinquents or misfits to sacrifice to you guys, so that you guys can get a little stronger. Cause that shark needs to, get off his soapbox. I believe in the independent the Lilk. What is it?
The League of Independent Lady Kaiju.
Lady Kaiju.
with Josh.
But Josh.
All right,
Plus
so
special guest star
Kasami decides.
Thanks.
What do you decide to do?
I want to use my new tentacle and flip him out of the water onto the beach. Want to go for another walk on the beach, Sharky?
Well,
Land shark.
and then you guys.
I want to grab at least because I have 3 heads. I want to
Right.
at least try and help.
Okay, and you try to help.
Because I did not like what happened.
Right.
3 heads is not
And
They will
consent.
fire my web at him and try to use it.
And you also now have a little minion, hairball.
Yes.
To do your bidding. Who
Yes.
may also. It looks like he mimics you. So when you throw out a webbing, he throws out a webbing. He's just like one of your your children. Yes. So I want you all 3 to roll and tell me what you get.
What to roll? Sorry.
All 3 of you to roll, and then we'll add them together.
-1. That didn't help.
So Kappa gets a -1,
-1.
and you get a -1.
Since I'm using a plot point, can I be flashy about it and add 3?
Yes, you can try to be flashy about it and add 3.
That'll be 4 then.
Nice.
You'll get 4. So you got a +1.
Yes.
Okay. So Kasami reaches out with her brand new ally, aka the tentacle, below her navel but above her legs, towards Sharky-kun, and it's very sticky. And Kappa makes an attempt to kind of grab Sharky-kun, but kind of misses. But Kasami appreciates the teamwork, the effort.
So fast.
And
yes.
Tsuchigami also, tells her little hairball to go help in that direction, and it spits out a small kind of sticky web. I'm not quite sure if it does anything. But this tentacle makes its mark, and kind of at the end there are 4 sticky kind of suckers on the tentacle, and Kaiju goes whoa and kind of spins around, and then you can see kind of the tail end of Shark-kun, and it's extremely sticky, this tentacle, and it kind of attaches itself to the tail and kind of like this takes Sharky-kun and kind of throws him up into the air, and he kind of lands at the edge of the beach. So he's kind of face down in the water with some of his fins off into the sand. And so Shark-kun says, I'll show you something. And Shark-kun tries to raise both fins and opens his mouth to try to let out some lightning, but he's taking some damage now. We don't know how it's going to quite affect him. And he sends out a jolt of lightning to anybody else who is still in the water. So I think Mothron's is in the air, so is not affected. Kasami...
Air superiority. You were both flying when we set the fire away.
Right. I think barely misses and may get kind of like felt static electricity, and it may have tickled her heart, but it doesn't really do anything to anybody. Except for Tsuchigami, who may feel...
Probably in the water. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I don't know. It's, you know why? It's because my sheets need to be like this.
Oh, okay.
Except for Kappa, who may feel a tinge of like, that being tickled in that chest. It felt really good. If only I could have that one more time. And so you stress out a little bit mentally, but yeah. And
if I hit 3, if I X out 3, I'm out or no?
Have you taken all your consequences?
No, not yet. So I can take a consequence instead of taking the last
so
time.
are you at your...
I start throwing up.
So that's your moderate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh god. 3 heads are throwing up?
Yeah. This is bile.
Oh god.
Okay.
Yeah. Or things. It's weird things. It's like...
So Shark-kun kind of readies himself. And then also, because that little jolt of lightning happened happened, and it's kind of more like static electricity rather than like a full lightning bolt across the heart. Tuchigami kind of feels it, and Tuchigami's kind of covered in fur, right? And also has kind of a sentient fur ball that's been running around. And so from your body, you look like a huge poof ball right now, just poof. And so does your fur ball also kind of explode, and it looks like a little moth rolling around, and the legs are barely just like feet poking out, and kind of says,
Fish cake.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that makes you feel very hot, and being kind of near the water, you know, I mean, even though you're kind of afraid of water to begin with, it starts to make you feel like kind of heavy and like drenched. So you're gonna take, have you taken any of your consequences yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so what's your first consequence?
Can't focus.
You can't
Too much
focus.
to focus on.
Can't focus, because you now are a giant poof ball.
Oof. Too irritated.
All right. So, I think Kaiju, Sharky Coon wants, you know, he's very overconfident and he just wants everybody to love him. He's a smooth talker, but he has mommy issues. And so he remembered when he first landed at Onigiri, there was a kind mother out there who was able to embrace him. And he remembers the warmth of that embrace. And so it begins to soothe his heart, and he realizes he thinks he doesn't need the approval of all these 4 kaiju to feel strong and competent. So Shark-kun thinks to himself and gets -2, and isn't very clever about it, and thinks to himself, what should I do next? I'm in the sand. I'm between the sand and the water. I know. I'm going to make fun of them once more. I never needed them. Hey, Mothrons! And Shark-kun turns to Mothrons. Mothrons, he thinks he's gonna play one of her character aspects towards her. So you're gonna gain a fate point. Mothrons, you know what? You were right all along. You are the shining jewel of the sky. With your glittering gossamer wings, you are just so much better than all these other kaiju. Why don't we use that new antenna of yours and, you know, defeat all these other kaiju ladies? Because you are just so much better, honey. I now have a moment of clarity, and I think we could be the king and queen of Onigiri.
Oh, well, that's really cute that you think that I need you to kill all these other kaiju because, you know, yeah, I wear the king's ring finger, and yes, thank you. Thank you, handmaiden. I'm the best. I don't need you. Not every queen needs a king. And maybe today I'm gonna show you to learn to kiss the ring. And
Oh shit.
So you're a moth with hands?
Yeah, well, because, you know, they have those little, you know, they're...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have one that says, like, it has a ring that says queen bitch on it. You know, because I'm the boss bitch.
All right, so I'm gonna roll to see how much effect excuse me, I'm gonna roll that better. How much effect my words have on you, and it sounds like you defended those words. So can you roll to see? Yeah.
Oh no, I got a -2.
You got a -2. So Shark-kun says, "But baby, like, all right, you are my queen. I am just a humble shark. You know what? You don't need handmaidens because you have me, one of the most powerful kaiju on your side. So let me just show you with our powers combined what we could accomplish together. And so Coon kind of does his little it's like he is hula hooping with an invisible hula hoop or something, and he directs 2 bolts of lightning at Mothron's new tentacle, and unfortunately it knocks over the other 3 kaiju.
Oh no.
So you all take 1 physical damage, except for Mothron.
Except for me.
So Kasami takes 1 physical damage.
Oh, yeah, physical shit.
So I think Kasami, you should take a consequence, right? Because you're out.
Yes.
Okay, so
starting all of this battling and the eating
Right.
has started to make Tsuchigumi feel very tired, sleepy. Like I just want to lay in a sunbeam.
okay, so Kasami is very.
Tommy.
Oh.
Oh my god, what?
All right. So Tuchigami feels very tired. Kasami should also take some consequences, right? Beyond the hiccups, right?
Yeah, I'm a little confused about the health system.
Sure.
So I don't know. I thought I healed the hiccups before.
Oh, you healed the hiccups?
Yes, so I could get them back again.
Okay, so the hiccups are back strong. And then also, Kappa over there. Are you throwing up, or are you starting to fall asleep or something?
Still throwing up
You're
because
still
I'm open on the physical.
throwing up.
Yeah. So I have 1 physical, 2 mental.
All right. So, Coon thinks to himself, I did once date a fire-breathing lizard, and also a double-headed, flammable salamander.
Hey dude, you keep forgetting about me. It's Josh talking. That's rough, man.
So Coon is thinking to himself, and he decides to whip his tail very quickly. So he gets +2 for that, and +1 for the roll, and tries to ignite the gas because Kappa is kind of throwing up, but there's also a stench coming into the air, and tries to ignite the gas that is everywhere. So, do you guys want to roll to defend, or you want to take it?
I'm gonna roll to defend.
Roll to defend.
You should all probably roll to defend. All right.
0.
Curse these dice! -1.
Oh, you're -1.
+1.
+1. And Mothron's
0.
0.
0.
0. Okay.
Only I could heal myself.
So, our 3-headed salamander, Kappa, over there, kind of, because you're the one that's kind of generating the gas, it really blows up in your face. So, you should be at your final, your severe consequence, right?
Oh, falls asleep.
So you just fall back and falls asleep.
Oh no.
The gas stops. All the vomiting, everything stops.
Tuchigami, you got -1, but you've got some physical reserves. So what? You should be at your moderate consequence, right?
I am currently, yes.
Okay. Does that move you past to?
So 1 more point of physical damage would put me at 3 total.
Okay. All right. So you just kind of stay at very, very, very tired and can't focus, right? Kasami, because she has wings, is able to kind of push away some of that noxious flames, and she feels very comfortable taking the heat anyways because she's a fire lizard, right? So the hiccups just kind of stay there, you know. They just kind of, maybe they intensify. We're not quite sure. Maybe she just hiccups faster, and then with Mothron's, she hasn't taken much mental damage, but that should really irk her because she just had basically burping gas and vomit burst in her face.
Hashtag Steph, you deserve this human sacrifice.
Aww.
Desecrating the mechs. Hashtag theories.
So you see Kappa like having this weird dream, you know, the dog's starting to do that really stupid running thing and just snaps in the middle of the air as if it smells a little human flying by. And he said, if I regain the consciousness, do I take off one consequence or how would this work?
So I think you would wake up.
Wake up?
So you heal one, right? So you would undo one of the consequences, right?
Yeah.
So you actually wake up. I hope this is enough to energize you so that you don't keep falling asleep, Kappa. Don't be a joke.
So warm and tingly, though. Yes, so comfortable.
And Mothron's just had a flaming gaseous fireball explode kind of towards her face, but it just kind of stresses her out because she too can also kind of fly away. And as she kind of rises above the flames, you know, she has a little sparkle, not in her eye, but also her middle antenna.
So I would like to use one of my stunts on Sharky.
Okay.
I do not approve of all of the acts that he has done, and if you've ever seen Shrek in Puss in Boots and what he does, I have a stunt, kawaii eyes, where my eye just become cuteness personified. My eyes seem to double or triple in size as I look into Sharky's eyes. And what kind of a shark are you? How could you victimize 4 independent kaiju? Have you no decency? Have you no sharkly manlyhood?
Okay, can you roll?
Got this.
No, I do not.
Never mind.
Do I get to pick one of these things?
You're supposed to announce it beforehand, but I'll let you get away with it.
She'll just do careful. She'll do careful. So that's -2.
Okay, so you really bombed that one. So
actually, it's -1.
Okay.
That would that did math wrong. That
-1 with the kawaii eyes.
Yes.
So with only one of the eyes, Shark kind of catches from Kasami, and but it does look really cute, and Shark-kun starts to feel soft and sensitive inside because Shark-kun does have mommy issues and just needs the warm comfort of a female embrace. And Sharky-kun tries to defend against the sweet kawaii eye, but actually it causes a mental stress on him, and he feels less accurate in everything he does because it's just, you know, it's very, you know.
All we wanted to do was talk.
So would Sharky not be looking at Kappa since Kappa passed out? Out of curiosity.
Well, right now it sounds like Shark has one eye
right?
turned towards Kasami.
Kappa thinks that he's really distracted by this.
Sure.
So it just starts lumbering over us because it's not as fast, but it's like, bleh, it just keeps going. It's like, more foods, like in his stomach, yes. Keeps all the foods. More blood. It's like, dude, I think it's just rice. More foods. So a couple will try to just attack his belly, where all the food is, because he kept bragging about it.
Okay, why don't you
I have nothing,
roll?
so I'll just roll. Please? Oh, damn. -1.
-1. And then Sharkoon is gonna try to defend his belly. He's very proud. It harbors the fuel from the people.
So it's a
of
really
Onigiri.
big target, you mean?
Yeah, that's right. And Sharkoon gets +2. You get minus.
So Kappa misses, but the little hissy head's like, oh, shark skin, and just like kind of lines up this head bunting the side.
Yes. And Sharkoon actually burps in kind of relief. And it smells kind of fishy, kind of ricey, kind of seedy, because he's a shark, right? He's eating a lot of onigiri stuff with fish, and feels very satisfied with himself, and gains a little bit of mental clarity. All right, so Sharkoon kind of remembers. I am going. Maybe if I can combine my attacks, and he thinks to himself, and then Sharkoon starts to wave both his arms up in the sky,
Since
and
I'm so
does
close, can I try and nap at his fins? Or
Sure.
that's too fast?
And then can you roll at that?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Okay.
All 3 heads miss.
All right, and all 3 heads miss.
Just like-
but the snapping is a very loud sound because those sharp teeth gnashing at each other makes a lot of a sharp, kind of a unique noise that's unique to Kappa. And exactly. And you hear the scurrying again. It's the scurrying, a friendly scurrying by the ear. And Tanuki arrives. You guys, you haven't been combining your powers more. Don't you remember what I taught you? You have the awesome gas inside you. Kasami, you have the amazing fire inside you. Tachigami, you're only but a poof ball. But remember, you have the web that can trap the Sharkoon and Mothrons. Mothrons, you are amazing, jewel in the sky, but you can also beat your wings and change the winds of destiny, literally. Why don't you intercept Sharkoon, because I recognize that invisible hula hoop dance he does, and he is about to unleash a double hurricane again.
Guys.
So Sharkoon's kind of about to unleash his double hurricane, and so it's very dark in the sky, guys. Are you gonna heed Tanuki's advice?
My vomit be everywhere?
Wait, but I feel like we've been going about this the wrong way, friends. I mean, do we really need to kill this shark? It seems that my lovely friend to my right here had some effect on him. Maybe he just needs to get over this weird mommy issue he has. And maybe our attack shouldn't be a physical one, but a mental one.
Does it end with us capturing him?
Sure, why not?
I am on board.
What do you guys think?
That hurricane's just getting bigger and on top of you guys.
Go.
I'm just hungry all the time. I saw this whispering, so
I
don't know.
will shoot my webbing at him. Either they can join in with physical attacks, or we can just restrain him and discuss the issues that we're having.
You know, I like that. So
If you restrain him, I can use my eyes on him, and you can make the wind go so fast that it forces his eyes open, and you can vomit on him.
Which will surely make him listen to us.
That's what the Tanuki meant, right?
So Tsuchigami shoots out a sticky web. You use your
Yes, I'm going to use my kawaii eyes to say.
complete with lashes.
I'm going to do it quickly.
All right.
I'm going to use.
Oh, damn.
I'm going to be very clever about the way I use my kawaii eyes with him. 0.
All right, you got a +4 with that sticky web. Very, very sticky. Don't forget that tentacle between your legs. I mean, above your navel.
Below, but above.
Oh.
Between.
Between. It's also kind of off to the right.
Okay.
It's a little bent.
Maybe. And
Why do you keep pushing all of the women out of your life, Sharky?
And then.
Why won't you let them love you?
And then Mothrons, are you going to contribute to this team effort?
Yes, I'm gonna be very clever and cunning, and I'm gonna use.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna use one of.
Stand proudly, handmaiden.
Okay, so I got a +1, and I'm going to use one of my aspects. Actually, no, I'm gonna use one of my stunts, which is called Dazzle, and I'm just going to float up into the air in a very Sailor Moon-esque fashion, and just be like, "Hark and listen, Sharky Coon!" With my wings are fluttering in the sunlight, catching my metal antenna. We don't need all of this death and destruction. And then, with the power of our loves combined, couldn't we? Well, I never loved you. Not even once.
She just wants her money back.
I want my money back. But can't we talk this out?
And Kappa's super tired and it's just like, I don't want to it's like do this anymore. And just cuddles like, yes. And just starts to try to climb over Sharky just to wrap around him and just hug him.
Snuggle.
All right. So, Kappa got a 0.
It's a mediocre hug. I don't know what you were expecting.
On the attempt of a loving yet forceful embrace. Tsuchigami got a +4 with the sticky webs. Kasami got a 0 at the kawaii eyes. It's okay, nice.
And then
nice
Josh
try.
was just like, I just got here, man. Yeah, maybe we could just talk it out.
and Mothrons
+1.
got a +1 at can you remind me again?
I dazzled him.
Oh, at the dazzling. So, as Mothrons is up in the sky, shimmering and shining by the beach sunlight, they look like scales or pieces of glitter. Some of them float towards the sticky webbing that Tsuchigami has unleashed towards the shark. And somehow, even though Shark kind of has raised both his arms, he's got some vulnerable parts. It's right underneath the armpits. So he is about to unleash the hurricane that comes straight down, and charging forth at it is a sticky webbing covered in glitter. And the two combined, and unfortunately the hurricane kind of penetrates down, but as it kind of goes through each level of glittery sticky web, it kind of gets less and less powerful. But because it came just from Tsuchigami,
Does that matter?
you feel even more tired. Okay. So that is one physical damage, but the sparkles kind of detach themselves from the stickiness, and they're kind of sharp, and they go to Shark Coon's kind of eyes, and it's like getting glitter in your eyeballs. And guys, that is the worst
herpes
thing
in your eyes.
that could ever happen.
Look, he's crying. We're getting through to him.
And it's Shark Coon is kind of tearing up, and then he tries to rub his eyes with his fins, but he kind of forgot because he's kind of mentally exhausted and confused, and his fins were kind of in the sand, and so he actually rubs the sand into his eyes, trying to get away the glitter, and then he gets sand in his eyes completely, and is like, ah, shit,
That's right. Let the feeling and emotion wash over you.
and even in his confusion, lets out some blue lightning, but it doesn't go anywhere because he can't see shit. Because there is sand and glitter in his eyes. And so Shark-kun kind of cries out. He cries out, "Hey, Professor Hayashi! I thought we were a team. I thought you wanted wanted me to defend the town of Onigiri, because if I fall, these kaiju, they're gonna wreak havoc. They're gonna eat all the onigiri. Can't you do something to help me? It really hurts." And so Professor Hayashi hears Sharky-kun and has some mixed feelings, because the megalomaniac that Professor Hayashi is kind of like, it was kind of nice to have a shark with legs on my side, but I don't know, I kind of agree. We need to just make sure that these kaiju kind of take care of themselves. And so, Professor Hayashi thinks to himself, and Professor Hayashi drives up another minivan comes up to the foot of the Shark-kun and was like, Yurika-san wanted you to have this. And so that foot was actually the foot of the mech from the Rice Ball Mania Control Force. So although Sharky-kun is completely blind, he now has a foot that looks like a minivan. Oh. So how do you guys want to respond? Seemed like the glitter did very well. The stickiness was very good at defense.
Oh my gosh. So he has a van for a foot.
He has a van for a foot.
Oh my gosh.
But he's completely blind.
He is completely blind.
Mothron
calls out, "Go for the legs!"
Kappa is still trying to just climb up onto Sharky and try and cuddle. And says, "Come back. Why don't you come back? Look at what they've done to you."
Yes, town has made you selfish. It was simpler back then.
And just keeps climbing up him. And Josh is like, "I don't care, man. I just want this to stop." 2. I just want to hold him down.
Okay,
and
so you're trying to hold him down.
Because I'm huge still. I'm like 50, 70 feet, I think.
Right.
Plus,
You're still huge.
So I'm huge.
Or
so
you could shrink down and heal a little bit.
I could?
You could.
I'll see how this goes first. I'm still big, so I'm just going to try and still hug him. I rolled a 2. And I just want him to just calm down and talk. We'll talk this time.
It's different this time.
So even so, Shark-kun is kind of blind, feels kind of the cold and clammy salamander arms of Kappa, and hears the flickering of the tongue, and is like, get away from me, and tries to defend from this clammy embrace. But it fails, and now Shark-kun has a kind of 1 foot out with the kind of car trying to drive away and pull him away from this cold and clammy embrace. We still can't see shit.
Just give in, man, says Josh the head. Just give in.
So, Tsuchigumi, exhausted and really just wanting a nap, decides to use her final heretofore unseen ability and starts pulling little cocoons out from her very puffy fur and opening them up, unleashing her horde of stray kittens.
Oh my god, that's so creepy.
You don't have any more,
I do.
Okay, yes. So that's one of your personality traits, is like you have a horde of kittens.
Stray kittens. To go and try and scratch at Sharky and make him very uncomfortable with all of that sand. 2 plus 2.
Plus 2.
Wow.
And so Shark-kun is like, even though he can't see anything, can hear the mewing of the horde of cats hurrying towards him, and actually some of those cats get run over by the Okasan's soccer mom van, and it's a very disturbing scene for everybody involved.
For everyone involved.
For everyone involved. And then, Sharkoon is still stuck in the embrace of Kappa.
Can I use my fire breath to melt the tires?
Absolutely.
Just
the tires.
Just the tires.
Okay.
It's not a big thing.
Aim at the tires.
Yes.
Roll well, damn you.
3!
Yes!
Very good.
Okay. So there is a bunch of fire that goes towards. Oh, look at that! +3. There's a bunch of fire that goes towards the van, and you hear a shriek of the wheels, and now they're just like, you know, race car tire tracks on fire all around the shark, and we're not quite sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing. But
oh God, the kittens!
The kittens are completely hairless at this point. They're like Sphinx cats.
Which are adorable in their ugliness.
Yes.
Hey, you can put sweaters on them and they'll be cute.
They're
better that way.
They're precious.
So they're looking very, very ugly. All right. And so, where was I? Oh, yes. And so it kind of lights a ring of fire around Sharkoon and Kappa. And do I have to remind you?
Yeah.
You have a...
I was vomiting all over him.
You're full of gas.
I know. I was vomiting all over him, right? Okay.
Don't worry, I've got this guy.
All right, so sounds like Mothron
Yes,
is readying
it's
herself
my
for
turn.
action.
And I've got one of my points. I'm gonna use it. And suddenly, you hear in the background a very strange sound as one of my handmaidens holds up a boombox, and you hear a da-na-na-na-na. And then Mothron just says, "Sandstorm!" And it does a big gust of wind. Da-na-na-na-na. And you hear it, and they're holding up, and you just hear Darude Sandstorm start playing, and she flaps her wings and just sandstorms them. Let's see how if it works. It's very flashy. Well, I got a +3.
+3. And you got some da-da, da-da, and
Like that.
yeah, pretty much. So all the kaiju start dancing because somehow wind can make Darude's sandstorm happen.
No,
in
my
your
handmaid had the boombox.
Yeah.
Well done, handmaiden.
And can
Which
I
one is that?
Can I feel motivated to burp?
Huh?
Can I feel motivated to burp?
Sure, and you can feel very, all the jumping up and down and dancing.
Super gassy. It's like, oh God. +1. I got a +1.
+1.
I got a +1.
And it sounds like Mothron's was rather clever in her flight to get everybody dancing. And all of a sudden we're back in 90s gay nightclub. and so the fire kind of gets chaotic. And the
Firestorm
burps out, and the whole goddamn place is in flames. And
Still dancing.
The ocean,
because it's so hot.
nearby ocean,
Roof is on fire.
All of the rooms.
the ocean is on fire, and starts to just kind of steam up. And the sand on the beach starts turning, maybe melting into glass. And then all the inhabitants all over Onigiri are running out of their houses with their arms above their head oh my goodness!
They are celebrating our impending victory.
But everything is on fire. Everything is on fire. And Their houses are on fire. Their rice fields are on fire. The grains of rice are on fire. Otemba's blacksmith hearth is now again once in flames. This no longer looks like the city of Onigiri, but instead looks like the town of hell.
The town of hell.
Professor Hayashi and the mayor reconvene in a safe place because they really just live in everybody's heads. We're not even quite sure if they exist. And they think to themselves, we cannot have this raving madhouse of a dance party at Onigiri. Everything is on flames. We will no longer have access to the ports. We will no longer, the kaiju have taken over. No more homes. No more misfits. No more sacrifices to these kaiju. It's all chaos. And they think, what are we going to do? Otherwise, it's all just going to end up in destruction and ash. So, Professor Hayashi rubs together her hands and is like, we have a few special residents of Onigiri. They may be on vacation, but I think it is now time to go into their heads and make sure they do something. Otherwise, they will have no town to come back to and no onigiri to eat. And so, Professor Hayashi somehow uses what is left of her lab and pulls some levers and runs around and feels the heat and is starting to sweat because everything is on fire, literally. And she's got, like all glass kind of overlook over the entire bay, and it's just fire everywhere.
Burning.
And for some reason, she didn't even think to have a fire extinguisher in her lab, so she knows she's really screwed. And she tries to radio in, Kawaiko! Okasan! Otemba! Baka! Any of you, can you hear me? Can you? The town of Onigiri is on fire and needs your help. And there is silence. And the mayor, who's also in telepathically, is freaking out because everything is burning very, very quickly. And why did we spend all that taxpayer money on those goddamn mech pilots if they couldn't fucking get into their mechs and do something about it? And then, off in the distance, we see a light on the horizon. We see a light on the horizon. And we're not quite sure if it's the light of the flames or something else. And then Professor Hayashi says, please, mech pilots, come! And then we see the minivan, the mom's minivan from the shark, kind of detach itself and heads fast straight towards the blinding light. And somehow these kaiju are still having a dance party. Are you guys still dancing? And somehow because you kind of have your arms up in the air like you just don't care, you've kind of let go of Coon, who's also just kind of really exhausted and really in a daze and just has no idea what's going on. So y'all are hands up in the air like you just don't care. Coon is kind of flailing because Kappa has let go, and you're just kind of right?
Spewing like bile and weird shit everywhere because I'm still throwing up.
And somehow from the horizon, a van has gone off, and then it has turned around and is heading back towards you guys. And first you just see the van, and then you hear the rumble of something else following the van, and it's like the water comes back from where it went. So it's like more of it was like the sea had parted and all the water had drawn away from the beach, and it comes back as a huge tsunami back at the beach, and everything is drenched. And so it, Mothrons, you get hit with the tsunami, and you get very, very soggy. And it's very hard to fly when you have been soaked with seawater. So you actually take 2 damage.
Oh.
Do you have any consequences?
I do.
Yes.
My first one is I get grumpy.
So you're extremely grumpy, and you try to like maybe beat your wings, or maybe get towards some warmth so that you can dry your wings off faster. And then also the water hits Kasami, and you actually swallow some by accident. Yeah, and so your hiccups actually might get better, but when you open your mouth, you're not quite sure what comes out. It's not quite the same. And Tsuchigami, you get hit with it's a tsunami, guys. You can't unroute this shit. It's even though you're a kaiju, and you are completely drenched. And all your cats, even though they don't have fur, they get washed up back to wherever they came from. And your poof ball is nowhere to be seen.
No.
And then, Kappa, you have 3 heads, and you're trying so hard to keep your 3 heads just above the water. But and you try. You're a slimy fella, so you try to swim away, but it's just you get the undertone. I
just get pulled away.
And you get kind of drawn away, like far away to the edge of town, so you can kind of see what's going on because you're so much taller, because you were given so many townsfolk, but they're so far off. So
I'm pulled away from the group.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're pulled away from the group. And then Shark-kun, who is a shark, also is kind of affected by all the water. But remember, because he is a shark, he feels very comfortable breathing. And he was feeling dried up and singed by all the fire, but he feels like soothed. Now his scales are soothed by the water, and all that sand and glitter that was burning him and all the flames, it gets washed away by the water. And so
such a good job of irritating him.
as the ocean waves kind of settle themselves, Shark-kun says, "It seems like the Rice Ball Mania attack force have reappeared, so I'm fucking out of here. Goodbye, bitches!" And so he, all you see is that tail, and he swims off to wherever he came from. He's had enough of this shit.
He's abandoned us
He
again.
just runs off. And now all you guys are kind of coming back up, and you are faced with the Mega Mech. And so, what happens after you hit a tsunami? How do you guys feel?
I'm not feeling
guys
too
what-
great.
So Mothrons doesn't feel too great. She may be sparkly underneath all that, but she's covered in a lot of seaweed.
I'm pretty grumpy right now.
And you're extremely grumpy right now.
And he ran off with my money again.
Sure.
Oh, how dare. Oh. Not happy.
Not happy. So,
Well, ladies, we have 2 choices. We can either keep fighting or run away. Fly away.
I can't
Didn't
fly
come
away.
for
Look at
this. Came for foods. Food's gone.
But
I'm so good. I can't go anywhere. I can't run from anything right now.
the mech is so shiny.
Oh God.
what I taught you. So you guys hear kind of the voice of Tanuki somehow, because like a raccoon with magical balls can like somehow dig a hole and hide away
check
from
back
fire
later.
and
Shake,
a
shake,
tsunami,
shake. Yes, shake,
right?
shake, shake.
And it's just kind of magical. Remember the amazing powers of the rice balls and the townsfolk you consumed after eating them. Coon joined the rice ball mania control force, but and he gained so much power. What if you guys maybe it's time to join them?
Should we switch sides and we can have all of the rice balls?
But you told us to come here first because of Sharky. He slides to us.
No, if we can't beat him, join him.
More foods?
Rice balls, like delicious.
Sharky will be jealous if we steal his job.
If we take all of his shinies.
Sharky's a chump anyway. I could do his job better than him any day of the week. I'm sure of it.
Okay, so sounds like you guys are gonna do kind of a verbal plea to the shiny mech who is sparkling in the horizon, just emerged from the tsunami, and sounds like you guys are just gonna do a plea to, instead of fight him, join him.
I want to use the kawaii eyes.
I'm gonna shrink and like gain back not throwing up because that's pretty bad looking.
Sure, so you're
So
gonna
I'm
shrink down.
Shrink down.
You're gonna shrink down.
Never mind. That does not happen.
You're gonna try your kawaii eyes.
I'm gonna shake the seaweed off me, and since I'm very, diplomatic, and then I'm gonna summon my two handmaidens and actually speak through them so that it just looks better than coming from a giant bug.
Oh, it sounds like the
Yeah.
two handmaidens are here. All right.
Yes,
And
so
then
they'll be my emissaries.
Tsuchigami, are you gonna do anything about this petition to join the Rice Ball Mania Control Force?
Well, I will try not to look creepy. As I stand there, a wet spider cat.
Kind of stands here. People are not.
Then
sure.
I will
frumpy
join.
salamander right next
I
to
will
you.
try and stand a little behind the cute one.
All right. So sounds like you won't. Maybe you swallow that. Oops. You just try to swallow that little sentient hairball that you had coughed up earlier. It was mostly singed, so it's whatever is a cat when there's no more fur, so it goes down kind of smooth. You can do it quite quickly. And so I want you to roll for your kawaii eyes. Actually, why don't you all roll to see how the mech.
Oh damn.
Okay, so Kasami gets a +2.
I'm at a 0.
You rolled a 0.
0 on Kappa.
Kappa is 0 and
-1.
Oh no.
-1.
That's so fitting for you, though.
I'm sorry, I'm so creepy.
And so the mech kind of hear, and you hear kind of a motherly kind of voice, like, Okasan's always welcome to mother all other people. So I'm gonna roll and see how the mech feels about this. All right. So that's a neutral. So, Professor Hayashi, Mecha Assault Force, Rice Ball Mania Control Force. I have created a special serum that works very, very well. And if you use this against the kaiju, it may make them a little bit more manageable. And so somehow another minivan drives up to the foot of the other minivan.
Town is full of minivans.
They're teal and they have pink fire bolts on the sides, and they may be amphibious. And so a giant syringe gets delivered to the mech, and it has they're kind of dart shaped, right? And the mech decides to try to use these darts.
Oh no.
Okay. So I'm the mech, and I'm gonna roll, and I'm gonna shoot 4 darts. All right. And I'm gonna do. Hold on, 1 second. Okay. So the mech kind of grabs the syringe dart gun thing and aims it at the 4 kaiju. And what are you guys gonna do? You're gonna let this. Are you gonna kind of try to defend?
Try to block.
Can we hear
them.
Can we hear Hayashi talking? Because it's telepathic, or does she just focus on?
No. So all you see is you made your plea to the mech, and the mech is holding like syringes and pointed at your goddamn direction. Like it's got like 2 between each finger.
I'm gonna try to make a cocoon and protect myself.
Okay.
I will try and block them with my webbing. Shoot out webbing to catch them and.
Ooh.
Can I burp the fog out to obscure?
Sure.
I will do it quickly.
So you are.
I want to grab with my tentacle.
And you're gonna. The one that is below your navel, but above your thighs.
Yes.
Beautiful.
That's very nice.
All right. Can you all roll?
0.
0.
Please
Plus
roll
1.
well. Negative,
Oh, God.
negative 2.
-2.
-3.
-3.
Well done.
Plus 1. So
The tentacle falls.
4 darts go flying in your direction. One goes very quickly by one of the heads of Kappa and just kind of misses.
Whoa, dude.
In the water with a big splash, but kind of seeps into the water anyways. And then another one hits right at Kasami's tentacle. So instead of so she tries to grab it, but it actually punctures one of the suckers. Like ah!
Oh, that sounds like it hurts.
It is not good.
And then Tuchigami is kind of so in shock with everything, and you swallow it because you open your big kaiju mouth and it goes down into your belly.
Oh no!
And Mothrons, who was just kind of like whatever, kind of wrapped herself into a cocoon. It would have kind of missed her, but because as she was wrapping herself, she actually caught one of the darts with her. And so all of the sudden, you all feel kind of the opposite of when you took a townsfolk and you ate it. So you feel that vibration that makes you very quick, but it feels all wrong and all reversed.
We need to eat more
and you feel the worst belly ache you've ever had, and you suddenly feel very shriveled up inside. And Kasami, you actually, it starts with your tentacle. So suddenly it spreads down your tentacle, and the suckers kind of go in like.
You're experiencing a shrink.
And then like your tentacle kind of gets closer and more into your body. And Mothrons, your cocoon is kind of unraveling.
Oh no.
Unraveling, and you kind of devolve, and your wings kind of go back inside of yourself, and you start getting this kind of mouth, like a caterpillar's kind of mouth. And I forgot to put back on the glasses. Yes, it's working. I tested this before. My secret shrinking serum.
Oh god.
And so all of the kaiju get very, very, very small until Mothron is like the size of a sea cucumber, like an unusually large caterpillar.
Oh, no.
And Kasami looks like a very adorable but kind of overfed orange iguana. And Tsuchigami, her spider legs kind of go back inside her, and she's just kind of like a kitten with 8 eyes.
Oh my god.
And Kappa, the salamander. Oh, and also your extra head is kind of like, was this my deformed twin brother? So it's more like a nub, and there is kind of indentations for where eyes and a nose and a mouth.
Josh! We hardly move.
Terry, it's like very
mech,
Larry.
untransforms itself, and one of the Okasan's minivan kind of drives by and scoops up all these baby kaiju into the van and drives off into the sunset where the bright light was earlier on in the day. So this was Kaiju versus Mecha, everybody. Thanks for being such a good sport.
We saw it happen in Shadowrun. We'll be back.
This won't be the last of us.
This is not the last you've heard of us.
And the infant kaiju are very, very cozy in the depths of that van. They got kidnapped.
Oh my god, that just got dark. Because we're actually children.
We got
Thanks
we got
everybody.
drugged and then put in the van. This is so bad.
Thanks everybody for watching. Shout out to the chat room. I'm gonna eat a shit ton of jelly babies. I don't know about you guys. It's my favorite candy.
Yeah, good.
This is Hyper RPG, our hyperactive, interactive, community-driven channel. We got a shit ton more live tabletop RPGs. Actually, y'all are from different RPGs, so why don't y'all tell about kind of what's coming up later on this week and next week. This is just a one-off. We usually don't do Kaiju vs. Mecha. So
I'll start. So Lizzie and I, fist bump with Lizzie. On Mondays, we are on Valiant Vanquished. It's an amazing RPG where we play superheroes inside the Valiant universe. It's awesome. And you don't have to know a whole bunch about comics. You can just come by and learn as we go. No, it's not. It's not right. You love me.
Also, maybe Heroes is like, I don't know, a little bit.
You don't know. Let them come to the show, and then we're heroes.
We're heroes.
Total heroes.
Yes, we're
That's
badasses.
Mondays at 6 p.m. And then on Wednesdays, I work with the illustrious and majestic Overlord Zach. That's tomorrow
Definitely.
on a comic book talk show called Graphic Content with our good friend Scott, and he's amazing. He's an absolute expert on comics and a treasure to our race and mankind in general. Blessed be his name, Zach Overlord.
Oh my god.
Wow, you're trying really hard.
I don't want to die.
Yeah, man.
That's a panda bear.
Hi everybody, I'm Cheryl, aka Muppet Aphrodite, and on Wednesdays from 6 to 9 Pacific time, I am Mainframe the Elven Decker in our Shadowrun themed RPG, Shadowrun Corporate Sins, which not only lets you watch our group of fairly adequate Shadowrunners called MFEC, which is not a good name, but that's what we're called, run through the shadows. You also get to participate. If you're a subscriber, you can join our Discord server, and you can pledge your allegiance to one of 10 corporations that have an influence on our game. They send us on Shadowruns. And also one of them bought a spaceship, and it all affects in-game. So it's awesome. Join us tomorrow night, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific. In the shadows.
Ooh.
Cyberpunk Fantasy Awesome.
Yes.
Nice. I'm Liz. She talked about what I'm doing.
Sorry.
Why don't you tell them a little bit about your character or something? A little snippet.
A little
Like
snippet,
Costco sample.
little snippet, little taste. So on Valiant Vanquish, 6 p.m. Pacific time, Mondays here on Hyper RPG. I play a character named Livia, who is from, if you've ever heard of Land of the Lost, imagine that. And that's kind of where she's from. It's called Faraway. It's amazing. And she can open portals, and there's all sorts of drama and intrigue and We occasionally do exactly the things that we wanted to do and are absolutely 100% capable. Totally. You should watch the show. I'm really selling it, aren't I? It's a lot of fun, really. It honestly is.
Next week she gets to meet her dad.
Oh my god! Next week I get to meet my dad. You should tune in to find out what famous person my dad is. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm Steph. I'm on the show Death from Above on Friday at 6 p.m. where it's a bit of roleplay and lots of battle tech. So
more robots!
All the robot battling and the epicness, you should join in because I play a space samurai and last week I tore a mech in half. This is mine. And we damaged them on set, and you can actually donate to either help us be more badass or help the villains and get us wrecked, and it's really, really fun.
It's amazing.
And on Mondays I'm on a Full Tilt with Zach, doing sometimes Zach. He's there in spirit. He just comes in when, he knows we're slacking off. So I'm out there doing VR painting and messing around with VR and some cool stuff. So tune in Mondays.
Yay!
Three.
Don't know when your show is.
So far it's been 3, so we're doing that.
Now it's 3.
Any words about our channel?
We are going to be rating Scene of Action music.
Oh, Scene of Action! Love him!
Monty's working on some new music, so we should definitely rate him, show him some love, and check out his new tunes. You will not be disappointed. That man is a fucking
He's an artist. He's an artist.
amazing.
Yeah.
So go check out his channel and stick around because you will be incredibly impressed. I am extremely envious of that man's abilities. I'm not even kidding.
You're so jelly.
I can't figure out what he's doing with the foot pedal with the webcams.
He's just so. You're just jelly. I could
Jelly.
spread you on toast.
Yeah. Alright guys, so we're gonna get that raid going.
Alright, so it really helps if you help with the raid. This is one of the ways that we keep this channel going. So we have a special raid command, first timers. It's Hyper Rabbit Power Raid, Chase the Rabbit. So, do you want to call it?
Go!